I always love to just make you all think that I'm muting it, and I'm not. Welcome to the Motorsport Report. It's motorsport news for you. I'm your host, Chase Holden. Welcome to the show. My God, we've got some news. I've already got callers coming in right now, obviously, but huge news just dropped in the IndyCar world. Just saw Marco Andretti has announced his retirement. This just dropped 30 minutes ago, so it's a big deal. It was over on Instagram. I don't know who was trying to call. Somebody was trying to call in before we went live, but we are here live. This is Motorsport Report. This is the place you come for all of your live news where we talk about racing. It's kind of a race space, if you will. Maybe we'll change the name of this. If this is a channel, this is the Chase Holden channel / Race Space channel. So this is Race Space now, and this is the Motorsport Report on Race Space. But just kind of a place where I go live, we talk about the news, and you get involved in the discussion. Somebody just tried to call, and then it just ended abruptly. I don't know. Keep the calls coming in. We'll talk. That's the whole point of the show. You call in, we talk about things you want to talk about. I have some things lined up today. We're going to have Ryan Blaney on at 1 p.m. to talk about Martinsville. We are going to be talking all about what could have been. We're also going to talk about how he's going to approach Phoenix. We're going to talk about what's going on in his life. He's got a lot of stuff going on right now. And this new NASCAR Creator Series that was released yesterday, it's got a lot of people up in arms. So there's a lot that we will be able to talk about in the NASCAR world. But the big breaking news that just dropped, aside from the lawsuit stuff, aside from Bob Pockrass showing everybody how much teams make based off their races, that happened. That's a thing now. That's public information. NASCAR could be going to trial. They want to settle. Could go to trial. Don't know. But the big breaking news. Really cool to see Marco Andretti. We had
30 years in IndyCar racing. It was great to see your entry coming in to this year's 500. I've known the Andretti family all the way back when I was supposed to take a test at the Speedway, couldn't do it, and Mario came in, and that really was a legacy that the Andretti name has had for so many years. You've been a great driver. I remember 2006 when Harnish and you had that amazing finish. I know that probably sticks in your craw today that wasn't your race. But again, hopefully, in 2025, you'll be in great equipment, I'm sure. Let's see if you can't get another one. All the best and terrific accomplishments during the last 30 years.
Hey, friend, just
Tony.
say congratulations on 3 decades.
Marco, congratulations.
They cut Tony off. How do you cut Tony Stewart off, dude? Maybe they didn't really realize it, but they cut Tony Stewart off, dude. Tony Stewart had something to say. I'm sure there's a lot of people. Maybe this will be somewhere else, but yeah, 2006 to 2025. I mean, the dude raced for a long time. A lot of you know, I do Speed Street Podcast, which, by the way, there's a new episode out today. We had Jack Harvey on. We talked to him about all things, in the Fox booth. So it was really cool to get to talk with Jack. So go check out Speed Street Podcast with me and Connor Daly if you haven't yet. But yeah, big news. It would have been cool to share that on Speed Street, but we shared it here. We broke it here live on Motorsport Report. So yeah, cutting Stewart off is pretty diabolical, I will say. What's up, Wyatt? What is up, AZM Brown? What is up, Wes McGregor, Super NASCAR fan, already in the chat. Get the calls rolling in. I know there's a lot to talk about. Maybe there's some questions you have, whatever it might be. Get those calls rolling in. And as they come in, we'll stop. We'll listen to what we have to say. We might branch off. If you have ADHD, this is the place to be, dude. That's the way that I kind of like things. It's a little chaotic. It's a little fun, but we have a good time here. And like I said, at 1 o'clock, Ryan Blaney will be on. But I wanted to start that off by just saying awesome to see Marco Andretti. What a dude, man. What a name. The Andretti name is already so big in IndyCar. So him announcing the retirement kind of sucks. Would have loved to seen him potentially win an Indy 500. I think it would have been cool as hell. We all know that his dad did. So, I mean, it's, the Andretti family, they mean a shitload to racing, dude. So shout out to them for being just who they are. Also, Marco Andretti just randomly hangs out with Ludacris. That's kind of fucking cool, if we're being honest. So, I mean, I don't randomly hang out with Ludacris, but if I did, I'd hang out with Marco Andretti more. Let's move on, though. Getting started today in the NASCAR world. Big news stories have dropped here over the last 24 hours. We have found, Jeff Gluck reported, and I've got it bookmarked. I don't know why I keep looking to go to my phone when I've got everything right here on the computer to talk to you guys about what's happening. But there's been a shitload of court documents released. There's been a ton of pictures. If you follow Bob Pockrass, you follow Jeff Gluck, you're seeing kind of all this stuff happening. And we've got to talk about it. I mean, we're not going to not talk about it. So we had Jeff Gluck on this program last week. He came on. He talked a little bit to us all about what we can expect, or what we could expect to happen if this thing goes to trial with NASCAR in 2311. It looks like now that may be the case, and I'm trying to find old Gluck's tweet. So much stuff from this week, man. I had it put down on the phone. A lot of cool stories, a lot of wild stories, a lot of news, essentially. But we'll just start with Bob Pockrass. The 2025 charter agreement is now a public record. Charter teams get a base $141,000 per event. So when we've been hearing Michael Jordan and Denny and some of these smaller teams talk lately about how it's just not enough. It's not enough to cover the things that we need covered to be able to operate at higher levels. We now all know that teams get $141,000. That is public information. Bob Pockrass put it out today. And yeah, I guess I kind of see where they're coming from. I kind of see what they're talking about now when it comes to not having enough. It's very clear that when you are a major sporting, a major sporting league, whether you want to call it racing, sporting, there's been a lot of talk lately about this is not sports, this is racing. I get it. Motorsports, it's motorsports. That's what we like to say. But this right here is essentially kind of the gut punch, it feels like. And I don't know, maybe it's just my perspective, but that's the gut punch right there. So Jordan Bianchi came out and he said that he released an article that was on The Athletic. If you guys have The Athletic, you probably you got to read that article. But the headline that came out that Bianchi put, they call them Bianchi bombs these days, was essentially just kind of saying like, okay, they're going to want to rush to settle this thing as quick as possible. And if I'm NASCAR, I want to do the same. I don't think it's because I want, obviously, yes, the books, public documents, seems like it's a little too late for that now. Maybe it's not so much about that, but the big part of this and what I was trying to get to with what Jeff Gluck said is that the way that this all fell down, and my God, people be tweeting. All right, here it is. Big courtroom news. Judge Bell of the NASCAR 2311 trial has dismissed NASCAR's countersuit against the teams. If it goes to trial, the trial would now be only about whether NASCAR is a monopoly rather than also if the teams conspired to illegally work together. This is what Jeff was talking about on the show last week when we had him on. So this is kind of like NASCAR's worst nightmare scenario that they're in now. I saw a video the other day that came out. Kenny Wallace was even talking about it. Kenny had said, NASCAR needs to just get this out the way. Whatever it takes at this point. If it's already out there, we know now. $141,000 per event. I'm curious to see what y'all's thoughts are on that, obviously. Yeah, missed opportunity, Swiss. I know, right? We'll have him on. I'll definitely let him know. But, I'm just I don't really know how to feel anymore about this whole court case thing. There's going to be a lot of people in the media that are going to have, they're going to shift their narrative. They're going to put it in the way that they want to let things go. But, I mean, from my perspective where I'm sitting, I'm just kind of like, this has just really come to a head to where I think that things could be a lot more simple. I think that if you just kind of agree to give a little bit more money to the teams now, it might not be a bad thing. And now we can all kind of see what you are giving to the teams. And, you know, when you're comparing NASCAR to the NFL and the NBA and all these other I feel like there should be a lot more money involved. I feel like there should be a lot more money involved from the TV deal. And so it's hard for me to say it's really not hard for me to say at all, actually. I mean, I see it from the perspective of Denny and from Michael and from FRM and from all these teams. Swiss Missile in the chat says, to be honest, just want the case to be over. They should just settle on a compromise. Agreed. I fully fucking agree. Hammonds, grab the popcorn. Yes. You know, I've got to this point with it to where, I mean, I've been in this world now for, you know, obviously I've been in the world for 33 years, but I've been in this NASCAR landscape now going on about 6 years, kind of doing media and stuff like that. And this is why I said it last week. This is the biggest story, I feel like, in racing history. Like when there's a book that comes out in 2050, you know, the book that Biff got from like Back to the Future 2, like it'll have racing history. It'll be on the bookshelf where Biff got it from Back to the Future, if you're following me. If you're not, then you're obviously aren't a Back to the Future fan. But there'll be a book, and you're going to open that, and I really do think this is the biggest case that will ever have been. And so now where I sit and we see what has been given to us, there's no telling how much more is going to be given to us. But if it goes to trial, it's going to be a lot. So, you know, yeah, trial might make ripples larger than PGA and Live Golf. I think so, dude, because think about it. Like, golf really started popping off, I would say, like in like the 2010s, 2015 area, somewhere around there. That's when you start seeing a lot more of that coverage. Then that split comes. Dude, NASCAR has been ingrained in the society of life. And look, golf has too. But it hasn't always had the presence like racing has. It's like racing and baseball are the two sports to me that have like some of the deepest roots in American history. And so when you're that dug deep in the ground, just the innovation of speed, you know, you got to look at this for what it is. And you've got to see it for, you know, like this is kind of like the battle. This is like a battle that is going to completely change the future of what racing looks like in America. I don't want to fucking split. We've seen what happens in IndyCar. You've seen what happens when people can't agree on shit. And it's just not good for business. And NASCAR is doing so much right now that is ramping them up. That is like really like, I mean, look, I'll look at this Creator Series thing, and we'll talk a little bit about it. I'm going to ask Ryan about it when he comes on the show. But when you look at this Creator Series thing that they're doing, you look at how their production is ramped up online. They're really starting to get involved in this social media landscape. It's all just kind of starting to flourish, dude. Why fuck it up over this? Over potential bullheadedness. Because that's really what it comes down to. Look, people have ego, and I get it. Ego is something that is in everyone. But like, dude, get around the circle and kumbaya this shit, dude. Like, because NASCAR, like I said last week, I understand that NASCAR is a business. I understand that it's its own thing that I have no control over and that fans don't really have any control over. But you can't lie to say that it doesn't feel like it's your thing. And if you are a fan of it, you feel like you're a part of that. You're a part of this thing. Like, this is something that you would never dream. Like, this can't go away. This isn't going to stop. But we've seen in history, we've seen time after time that these kind of things have happened all throughout history. And just to be kind of living in a situation like this right now is wild. And it's a wild one to think about. And when you really sit down and you think about that, you're like, holy shit, like you miss out on the fact that you're actually going through it. Super NASCAR fan in the chat says Denny said one car is $1 million, and it looks like teams get $5 million for the season. They have like 4 cars, and it doesn't include everything else a team needs. Yeah, dude, there's so much that goes into this, man. No wonder ARCA has gone extremely downhill since NASCAR bought it. There's so much that people don't understand, like how expensive it is to really run a race team. And so, for the Joe Gibbs and the Hendricks of the world, you can offset some of that stuff. You've got a very deeply rooted, ground that you're sitting on. That's years and years and years. The Penske's of the world. This is years of business and infrastructure built. I mean, you've built things like, look at Penske, he has a trucking business. Hendrick has his car dealerships. There is so much that where you have kind of your own little mountain to stand on, to where this amount of money, whatever, it doesn't really bother you that much. But when you look at a new team like 2311 coming in, you look at FRM, you look at, I really can't say any of the other two other than that, because they were the only ones that kind of stood up and said something. But I mean, you go down to the Xfinity Series and you go down even lower than that. Just think about it. I mean, those dudes all want to be competitive. You make this car that's supposed to create this parity and supposed to, be the highest tech car that we've ever had, and you give people data and everything like that. But I mean, you still got to have money to make shit work. So at the end of the day, has anything really ever changed, or did it just kind of get a new filter that we saw it from? So I don't know. I go very deep down rabbit holes thinking about this type of stuff. And I just, y'all know me at this point. I'm a curious motherfucker. I want to learn as much as I can. And I know that I can learn a lot from an old man. I can learn a lot from a kid. I can learn from anybody. So I'm always just kind of on the quest for that. But yeah, $141,000 per event is kind of wild. I was expecting it to be a good bit more than that. If I'm being honest, a good bit more than that. So kind of some crazy stuff there. Who knows if the settlement will be reached or not? It's starting to really feel like this may go all the way, dude. And if it goes all the way, like I said, we could spend a whole fucking hour going back and forth on this stuff. I'm gonna try to keep moving, but man, like, I guess we will just keep updating live week after week, seeing what comes down. I'm going to be keeping my ears open, going to be keeping my eyes open, and all I can say is everyone that views this program, that watches this program, we all just kind of got to do the same thing. And then maybe, just maybe, we can all start to make a little bit more sense of why maybe a sporting organization that does have a $7 billion media contract can't give a little bit more than 114 a race. So, I don't know. What do you think? I want to know your thoughts. We had callers calling in. I don't know. Let me know what your thoughts are. Reading now, trying to catch up on the chat a little bit. It's a little bit laggy today. See if we get it popped up here. But some other stuff that I had listed out that I wanted to look at. Another piece of news that dropped. The final practice of the 2025 NASCAR Truck Series season will not be televised. Practice will occur at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursday. Why? Fox 1. It exists. Who figured that out? It's almost like this news of the court stuff's coming out, and then all this shit's starting to fall down. Why can't we put it on Fox 1? We got Fox 1 up now. I just subscribed to Fox 1. I'm going to be watching a lot of IndyCar racing on Fox 1. I watch Wake Up Barstool in the mornings on Fox 1. It's a pretty good show. Shout out to T-Bob. He's from my neck of the woods back in New Orleans. Baton Rouge area, whatever. I hate Baton Rouge. It sucks. But why is it so hard to do that? You're going to have the camera crews there. You're going to have the people there. Like, are we just doing budget cuts at this point? Like, what? When have we started going backwards? Because this is the things that does not help. FS2 exists Fox 1 exists. Exactly. FS1 was Speed Channel. There's a lot of people that don't even know that. If you're watching FS1, you're watching Speed Channel. That became FS1. Speed Channel became FS1. So I just don't see why you already are going to have camera people out there. You're going to have the ability to do it. You don't have to have a broadcast. Fucking the CW puts up just a battle cam, dude. Just put the battle cam up. Let's stream it. You're all in on streaming now. Let people stream it. Fuck it. It is, exactly. Wyatt in the chat says the championship race, for God's sakes. Like, it's like, what are we doing? Like, you're delegitimizing what you're putting out there almost. And these are the things that I get to a point to where I don't understand. Like, you get too many fucking people in a room, dude. You can't make solid decisions. You know, you got to elect people to just kind of be decision makers and lever pullers of shit. Like, I don't see what the deal is, and I don't. And I wish I knew more. I wish I knew more to tell you why that is actually happening. But I don't. I don't, unfortunately. If somebody watching or somebody viewing has any theories or thoughts, feel free to call in, 980-317-8717. We are live. Amazon Prime wouldn't have done this. No, they sure wouldn't have, Hammonds. They damn sure wouldn't have. And that's what I'm talking about. It's like, if we're ever going to expect NASCAR to be taken as a serious sport, even if you're not getting a lot of views, even if the World Series is on, the internet exists. It's a weird time. It's a weird, frustrating time. And then you got to ask yourself, like, is it really weird? Is it frustrating? Or have we just has it always been this way? I don't think it has. I don't know. I was bookmarking, going through some of these bookmarks. We got a call coming in. Let's see what we got. Motorsport Report, you are live.
Hey, man, it's Wyatt with Front Stretch, brother.
Wyatt, what is good, my guy? How are you? What is happening in the world of Wyatt this weekend? How about that William Byron poll call?
Hey, I'm a believer in the crystal ball. I'm a full-blown believer now because that was incredible. That was the first win from the poll since 2013 is what I heard. Jimmy Johnson.
Dude, yeah, it's been a minute, bro. It's been a minute. I was looking at some stats NASCAR Insight pulled out, actually, and I was trying to go find those. But, yeah, they had – NASCAR Insights is a really cool account. I've been following them a little bit now. They've got a lot of cool little nuggets there if you like data points. But it's been a while.
They're a good little resource for sure. Dude, just to expand on your talk on Fox just not airing the practice session for what is arguably the most important race of the season. That's insane that they're not doing anything with that. I think it just shows that Fox is fumbling their Truck Series coverage and kind of feel like they cut corners with that broadcast a ton with just quality overall and just devalues the Truck Series a little bit more. But I mean, that's just my personal take and opinion on it, though.
No, I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, this has been a year where everybody is up in arms about the points championship. Everyone's up in arms right now about, how this is not racing. This is sport. I think Kevin Harvick was just talking on his podcast where he finally came out and said we need the full season points. Like if Heim doesn't win it, if Zilish doesn't win his, yeah. So when you're really already in this weird place, it's like that's the last thing you want to do, because where I feel like NASCAR was really starting to pop was the trucks and Xfinity Series. I feel like things were really starting to grow, and we've seen that downfall now. We've seen kind of like that push down effect of the CW since football's come onto the television. So you just can't afford to miss anything now in a world where all you need is an internet connection and a camera. Whether you have a broadcast or not, like for this race, you should. Definitely, and I think you agree on that. But for it to just kind of fall right now, like I could have, like if this would have happened like a month ago, whatever, like, okay, well, that still sucks, but you should get this figured out. But this is not something that can happen in any of the national series that NASCAR is promoting right now.
Yeah, like if this happened at like Lime Rock Park, no one's paying attention to this. Like
Right.
The fact that this is the championship race, you have all three series that are there, and Fox still chooses to keep their broadcasters in a booth for this race. They've done this before. I'm pretty sure they're going to do this because they did this before, even for this championship race in the past. The good thing is that this race isn't going to start at like 10:30 Eastern time, and we're not going to be waiting till 1 in the morning, kind of like we were watching the World Series go 18 innings at 2 a.m. Central for me.
Yeah.
Or in 3 Eastern. But like we're not going to wait that long and have like 5 overtimes, knock on wood. But still, like having like just half-assing the broadcast and not having like the most important practice session of the year available for everybody to watch somewhere is a massive fumble from Fox in that regard. And we don't see that from IndyCar, and Fox has shown a bunch of commitment to bringing as much IndyCar quality IndyCar coverage as they can to viewers everywhere.
Yeah. No, another thing too is like, not just that it's the championship race, but you also have one of your biggest stars in the truck series that is retiring, Matt Crafton. You would think that maybe there's a little bit more coverage on that, a little bit more stuff around that. I know recently there was a lot that came out about him and his girlfriend or something like that. I saw some stuff where people were just giving him shit.
Matt Crafton's the Bill Belichick of
NASCAR. Dude, yeah. I mean, look, I'm not one to sit here and to get involved in people's personal lives. I'm not really a big T guy, but I'll say that from a competition side of things and just from just a standpoint of how long he's been a great athlete, great driver in this sport, like you would just want to have more. And maybe in 2026 things will happen because like Fox 1 is pretty new. And I just got Fox 1 and I like it so far. I've been watching World Series games. Fucking wild series going on right now. But yeah, you have to be able to commit to these things, and it almost like do you feel like you kind of tie this in with the lawsuit sometimes? Because like from my perspective, I'm just like, are they just like tanking money? Like things are just going so bad right now that they're just fumbling the bag on all kinds of other areas.
I mean, absolutely. Just looking at the figures that Bob Pockrass put out today, and teams are getting, I think the grand total base value that teams get is like $5.3 million a year. It's like, how does the whole sport, this whole ecosystem afford like going on year after year? Like everyone feels like they're barely scraping by when it comes to the end of it. Like we're barely getting salaries out there to pay individuals. Like teams legitimately are going, like it makes sense now that when Gorin was saying teams are going out of pocket to pay people. I mean, it's right there now. Now we understand why. Like, it's beyond me that NASCAR like only pays that much, and like players in the NFL and MLB, we see all these massive contracts that are getting handed out to just singular players, superstars, and we're not. And NASCAR can barely keep the sport afloat with this charter agreement and the media rights deal that they got going on between we got four or five different television partners now.
It's all over
like
the place.
The math's not mathing at all for the teams, and I really get where 2311 and Front Row Motorsports come from now with this lawsuit.
And it also makes you wonder too, just like how many other sporting organizations are just honestly just organizations in the world. Like, how many of them are all holding on by a thread, or are all just like have like there's this big meme where it's got the big machine and there's like this one little tiny cylinder and it's always the most important thing that's like holding it up. It's like, are we just entering this age now with like artificial intelligence and being able to understand things at a different level contextually now, where we're able to kind of like use some of these LLM systems? I feel like people are going to be able to see through the shit, because like you can get a machine to explain something to you like you're 5 now with like using like Grok or ChatGPT, whatever. And so I'll always just kind of like put some of those up, to the test to kind of see how they've broken things down. And the way that ChatGPT had broken this one down was consistent with the other models that I had saw. And it just really makes you start to wonder, like, is this all that it is? Is this all that sports is? Like, is it all just about who can manage the show the best, really? Like, I don't know how deep you've went down, but I start to think about things like that, and I'm just like, man, like it could all be so much easier and so much more simple. Just do the right thing and want to see it succeed. And I've been preaching these things for years, man. Like, just have people that are passionate about what you're doing in the building, make the best moves possible for success, not just for yourself, but for everyone, and thrive, dude. And then everyone eats. And so it's just, that's why I have such a battle with just ego in general, because you start to see how much of that really is all just at a whim, a decision of a person to see things in a different way. That's what's crazy to me about it all.
Yeah, I mean, that takes me back all the way to when Brian France was covering the sport, which, by the way, I thought it was interesting that NASCAR
they
brought up, like, we don't want to bring up Brian France. That kind of it feels like an admission of guilt there, just keeping that barred, like.
Right? It's like Jeremy Mayfield commented on it, dude. He had a post. I
saw that on Twitter. That was crazy.
Yeah, man.
He's like, I can't. He's gonna have popcorn sitting in that trial and hearing all the stuff that
hopefully it'll be televised, dude,
if it gets there.
I don't have much faith that it will be now. If we can't stream the truck race practice, dude, I don't know how they're gonna stream
that's not gonna be
the fucking court case. So,
dude, Jeff Gluck or Bob Pockrass is gonna have to go like Facebook Live from inside.
Yeah, dude. Somebody, dude, get like Uncle Joe. Get your Uncle Joe to go down to the courthouse that day, just so that we can keep an eye on things. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I'm about to say I might have to fly out there and like take a little vacation just to get in that courtroom.
Yeah, dude.
Good Lord,
it's gonna be nuts.
I want to be sitting in that thing just because we both of us care about the sport, both IndyCar, NASCAR, motorsports in general. We care about it a bunch. So if we even get there, because I know Bianchi's reported that they're close to a settlement, but now with the lawsuit, the countersuit being thrown out, I don't know, man. This is gonna get interesting. And Gluck had a lot of good to say last week. Man, it feels like last week was a whole month ago, because stuff has changed so quickly and dramatically.
Yeah,
that's as quickly as it has.
That's the wild part of it all. So we're definitely gonna be keeping up with it, and appreciate you for calling in as always, Wyatt. Yeah. Always a great guy. Wyatt from Front Stretch, everybody calling in to chat a little bit.
Hey, one more thing, by the way. One more thing before we go. I also want to give my amenities and my respect to Marco Andretti too for retiring a couple minutes ago, and I actually have a good story about him. I've interviewed him one time in my time when he was running trucks out in COTA. Remember when he lost his rear end housing in that race
at COTA?
Yeah, COTA. He was running for Roper, for Corey Roper, and he freaking like just lost the rear end housing out of nowhere.
I don't recall it, but tell me the story.
he was running the '04 truck. It's one of his few trucks. It was his second year running trucks, I think, and it was my first race ever. It was my second year covering, I think.
Okay.
And I was the only person that talked to him after that moment. And I'm just like, it's one of the most bizarre things I've never seen a NASCAR or truck ever just randomly lose the rear end housing.
Yeah.
I actually, the team was based out of Texas, like Southeast Texas, and I got to go down to their shop and see their see that part that fell off too. And it was crazy. Like, I was like, I'd never seen anything in my life like that. And I told him that too after he come out of the care center, and he gave a solid interview. It was one of my more memorable moments in interviews that I've had in my career, and he was good during that interview. He's frustrated afterwards. I can't blame him for it, but
yeah, he's just a cool guy, dude. He's always seemed like he's just this really down to earth dude. Like, when he's out there, he just wants to race, man, like all these other drivers. And so, yeah, just him carrying that name. I mean, like, that's you got to put it on there too. I mean, like, you know, I get that he may not have had some of the highest points in his life, but like, that name carries a lot of weight, dude. A ton.
Yeah, it was an honor to cover his career, at least a little part, even that little part of it. And man, I wish he got a more fair shot this year at the Indy 500, but he left a legacy too. 20 races in the Indy 500 and his illustrious career. He's good. So enjoy the retirement. Enjoy being he's a realtor now, I guess now. So
yeah,
enjoy doing that. And
yeah, they selling the house. Job, I guess. They sold the big dog
from Marco
house,
Andretti, folks.
Well, we just had so Speed Street's out now. So the latest episode of Speed Street dropped this morning. And I know that we had talked a little bit yesterday. Connor had told me that he had went down to Miami not long ago because we were talking about the whole rumor with Prima and how Michael Andretti was supposed to be buying the team, and the AI Facebook page had put that out there, and he had to come out and quote it. So he was down there asking all the hard questions. Connor was trying to figure out, you know, even though we already knew the answer to it. So
right,
yeah, it was. But yeah, the thing that was always funny to me with Marco was just like how he's just randomly friends with Ludacris. That's
hilarious.
Yeah, that's just one of those wild combos. You never know. And before I do let you go, I did find the NASCAR Insight tweet. It says, with William Byron's win from the pole at Martinsville, drivers starting on the front row have won the last 4 Cup Series races. This is the first time since the summer of 1985 4 straight races were won from the front row. That's a pretty cool stat.
That's a cool stat. Wow. You'd think that would be more common, but that's NASCAR, dude. 40 years.
Mm-hmm. We got to peek. You got to peel into the data.
I wonder when's the last time 5 happened. It might be 85 too, but if we get someone on the front row, do we not bet them this week? I don't know, just because of trends.
Yeah,
I
don't know.
I'll probably call you back when we get closer to the bedding time. I know you got Ryan Blaney coming up here. Ryan Blanket coming up in a couple.
Yeah, we'll have old Yar Blanket coming on here to talk a little bit. I was really happy to hear from him this morning. I was not planning on having anybody on the show today, and he hit me up this morning. So I was like, hell yeah, we get to really talk about it now because I got a lot of questions. And
oh yeah, he's going to be good too, especially this creator thing too. He was involved in. That's going to be an interesting combo.
Yeah, that's another thing that I'm going to get into. Trevor, what is up? Robert Perkle in the chat. Good to see you. So we got people flooding in the chats though. So good times. But yeah, this is Wyatt from Front Stretch, and yeah, definitely give me a shout back whenever we get ready to cover some bets, man.
Yeah, I'll give you a shout back too, man. Enjoy that interview, brother.
All right, thanks. Bye. Wyatt from Front Stretch, everybody. And you could be a caller on this program as well, 980-317-8717. We do things a little bit different here. This isn't your standard media production. I'm live, and I'm in the studio, and we're talking about racing news, Motorsport Report. So covered a lot of the whole lawsuit deal. There's going to be a lot more from that. Bob Pockrass had put out 2311 FRM trial brief notable. 75% of teams lost money in 2024. NASCAR 2023 and 2024 sanction agreements with tracks prohibitive competitive stock car series at those tracks through 2026. So few tracks available for any potential startup series in 2025, while NASCAR negotiated 2025 31 TV deal. So again, the big thing here, NASCAR is not wanting to guarantee certain things because they don't know where the money's going to come from. You got to fix that. Got to figure out a middle ground there, and hopefully we can do that. I'm not a lawyer, so if I say out of the box shit that doesn't really make sense, don't go tell your lawyer what Chase said on Motorsport Report, because I'll fuck it up, because I did not pass law school. But I'm just trying to follow this the best I can and present it to you guys the best way possible, which is why we had Jeff on last week to do so. So if you haven't got to watch that, check that out, because a lot of that he was talking about, the possibilities are coming true. Here we go. Got another caller coming in. Motorsport Report, you're live. And they hung up. Motorsport Report, you are live.
Yep. Hello, Super NASCAR fan Andrew calling in.
It's Super NASCAR fan Andrew. What is up, brother? How are we doing today?
I'm great. Back home safe after a couple of fun weekends in person at Martinsville, at Talladega.
Tell us about Martinsville. Tell us about how your journey has been. So we know you were at Talladega, but you were at Martinsville. Did you find the chicken biscuit? I need to know.
I'm not familiar with the chicken biscuit.
Damn, dude. Somebody's got to find the chicken biscuit.
Hot dogs.
I know the hot dogs are, everybody knows about the hot dogs, but there's a very secret ingredient. I don't know. It's beautiful. Hot honey chicken biscuits, dude. I found them at Martinsville one year, and ever since then, I've been trying to tell everybody. No one can find it, Andrew. How was your trip, though? Don't let me get in the way of that with chicken biscuits. How has your experiences been at the racetracks? What have you seen? What can you tell us?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Talladega, basically the NASCAR Las Vegas of what stays in Dega. What happens at Dega stays in Dega.
Oh, yeah?
Lots of things went down there.
Okay.
Especially boulevard activities that probably shouldn't be talked about on this show.
Yeah, they can. Yeah, we can.
Whiskey Myers was the concert, which was pretty cool. And while the concert was, and South Hall opened, and while South Hall was performing, they also had the Alabama-Tennessee game going on the big screen while South Hall was performing at Talladega. So that was kind of
that's badass,
cool.
Dude.
Yeah, it was. And so, but yeah, Talladega was a fun race and everything, and then in between, I ended up going on the Burridge Parkway for the week in between, because Martinsville is about 40 miles off of the Parkway.
Okay.
So I spent a whole week in the mountains, pretty much checking out all the mountain views, because we don't really have many mountains here in Michigan. It's pretty flat and lakes.
Right. I found that out too. I wasn't a big geographical wizard at one point in my life, but I learned about geography, and I learned that they do not have that in Michigan. So, yeah, what are your thoughts on Martinsville, man? Like, how was that race for you? Were you excited? Did you win any bets? Did you what did you see? Did you run into anybody? How was it? Was it a wild time out there?
Yeah, it was a fun time, and I'm a little disappointed that the Miatas aren't coming back anymore, because that was Moonhead's thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the moon. I'm not sure. Did you see the Miata race at all?
I did actually. I love the fact that they actually brought it there, and I was really hoping to get to see Travis do some stuff with the actual race, because we all know that he calls one hell of an iRace with the Miatas, and I would have loved to see him get to do that in real life. I guess it just didn't work out. But Mazda is back with the rotary engine, though. So zoom. Mazda, it could be a sign. Maybe the door's not all the way closed,
Okay. Well, the Miatas, they had a photo finish this weekend at 0.003 of a second.
Yeah, I know. That's what they were. A lot of people were saying. They were just like, "Is this bad when these farting Miatas are outperforming the Cup cars?" Somebody had said that to me in a comment.
Yeah. Well, it was also funny of when they did the command to start engines, all they could hear is the modifieds, and the Miatas are not making any noise at all.
No, dude, it's wild.
I thought that was comical.
Yep.
But it was a fun race weekend. Truck Xfinity Cup. Sam Mayer gets parts for his intentional wreck.
He's suspended now, dude. He's not going to be racing at Phoenix. That's a big story that's kind of been out there now. He was ready to punch, dude. He was ready to punch. There he is. TBA's in the chat. He's the one that made the farting Miata comment. There he is. he's here. But yeah, the Sam Mayer Jeb Bush thing. Like obviously a lot of people that know me know I follow Cup mostly. Really just kind of like started to try to follow up more with the trucks in the Xfinity series since we started this program. And so watching a little bit of the post race with Sam Mayer, boy, did that dude kind of fumble some words. I think it's great. Just let that dude be him. He's just going to be who he is. He's going to say what he says. And I don't know, what are your thoughts? Who do you think was in the right or the wrong there?
Well, you definitely shouldn't wreck anybody after a race. And then also, I guess the one good thing about it was it didn't happen on pit road. But because we've seen that happen before too, where crew members are involved and everything. But you probably shouldn't do it with your car either.
Sam Mayer's really just buying into this. I think he's really bought into the CW wrestling hype, dude. He's all in.
Yeah.
He could be setting up a career for himself to move over there. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, it was really interesting with Sam's interview saying that it was payback from Talladega and all this and that. He doesn't have the it factor. He has the
I thought that was the dumbest thing I've ever fucking heard. I thought that was the dumbest comment ever. He doesn't have the it factor. He has the shit factor. I'm like, he had to think about it. He had to think about that at some point. And if not, maybe he didn't. Maybe that's just how quick his mind works, and it doesn't really make some of the greatest stuff. But like I said, I really think he's buying into the wrestling. He's kind of the wrestler, He's the wrestler of NASCAR now.
Yeah, well, we really need to see him in a boxing ring or something like that too.
He would do it, dude. He would do it.
Everybody fight now.
Yeah, he would do it. I think for sure. I thought it would be way more funnier if Ward would have chased him around with a snake. I think that would have been cool. If Jeb's dad would have just stepped in, chased him around with a snake, always fun. Who knows?
Yeah.
Trevor in the chat says Jeb would have absolutely rocked Mayer's shit. He's not wrong, dude. I wouldn't fuck with Jeb Burton, dude. His dad's Ward. He has snakes, dude.
And then on another topic, also with Xfinity, we heard that Taylor Gray's dad got suspended indefinitely after celebrating his win or something. Like, I wonder what happened with that.
Well, they got excessive celebration rules now?
But not sure what he did.
Yeah, I haven't heard that. That's weird, dude. The Grays, though. Shout out to Tanner. Tanner's the one with the mustache, right?
Yeah, Tanner was the one that did the drag racing, too. Coming over.
I fuck with him, dude. He's got a mustache. He's cool with me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was cool to see, and it was cool to see Ty Gibbs, like, you know, as the owner of a car, you know, he got his little win. That was kind of cool. He kind of had his like Mr. Freeze shades on, dude. He was looking some type of way, dude. You know.
Yeah. Also at Martinsville, it was with my scanner and everything, with how NASCAR is being strict with the race manipulation of all the drive. I think during the Xfinity race, I think I heard it like 20 times where I'm sorry, I can't tell you that information or whatever because they're talking about points or whatever. And I'm sorry, I can't talk about this and stuff.
No, it's a fine line you got to walk, man. If they set those kind of rules, you got to make them that way, and that's what they got to stick to. So, it's fascinating. Like there's a lot of points out there, and a lot of people talking about should that even be a thing? Like, should they just let teams do this? And like obviously, there's the whole argument about having integrity for the sport, and then you also have just let teams do what teams do. But it's just a very different type of environment, which is even more a push towards this separation from sport and motorsport, I feel like, because whereas, you know, you can make all these comparisons you want to about stick and ball sports and how teams operate, coordinate while in a game, it's so much of a different world with racing. You have the shared radio. Everyone can hear everybody's shit if you tune into a certain radio. There would have to be full-on infrastructure changes made, and it would really I feel like it would just fuck up communication altogether, really, because you got to have those spotters communicating with people out there on the track. It's just another thing that shows you why motorsport is not ball sports. And that's how I've really kind of come to see things, especially over these last 2 weeks.
Yeah, definitely, and it's definitely and what's sad too is that this is probably the final year of it too, which kind of makes it a little difficult and stuff. Because I do like how the elimination is. Yeah, they're like the New England Patriots went undefeated, but they lost the Super Bowl to the Giants. Corey Haim won 11 races. Does that mean he should be a champion? Like
in motorsport? Motorsport, I feel like it's just a completely different bracket, and it's starting to look like more and more people are really leaning in that direction, which I think is a good thing because motorsport is not stick and ball sports. And so while, yes, I can give credit to this system that we do have now for what it is what it is, but I'm not going to do I need it to be that? No, I don't. Like, do I think it would be better if it was just the way that it always has been, the way that IndyCar, Formula One do things? Yeah, because that's what it is. And so the closer that we get to that, I feel like the better. And I don't knock NASCAR for trying this. It's really been the majority of NASCAR as I know it and have been watching, like, for the gap between me as a kid watching NASCAR to me as an adult watching NASCAR. I know more about this format that we're in now. And what I will say is that after doing stuff in IndyCar, you know, I don't really like to compare anything to Formula One because Formula One sucks dick, dude. It's just real. It's, you know, I will say just from being in the IndyCar space and really just looking at that, like I see like NASCAR needs that. That is the grounding element to what motorsport is. And don't try to make this stick and ball sports anymore. And so I think that's the future we're going to.
A question. After Alex Palou locked up the championship, was there by chance any dip of viewership the final two races?
There was actually an increase. So
wow.
Yeah, the Nashville race was did over 1 million. We had Travis on the show. Moonhead was even on the show saying he was watching that race. He wasn't thinking about points or championship or anything like that. He was just enjoying a race because those Indy cars on ovals, man, they put on one hell of a show. I'm fortunate to do a podcast with one of those great oval racers in IndyCar. So it's really getting to learn more about that discipline has really made me just learn more about the history and the integrity of motorsport as a whole. And so, you know, for that to not have a dip in the viewership for that to show that it can't. It just really all comes down to where is the NASCAR fan base now? What headspace are they in? How far away have they drifted from what racing was? And how quickly can we get back to what it is? And I think that it'll kind of be this invisible thing if we get out of this playoff system and we go back to doing the championship, the way that it's always been done. I think it'll be kind of this ghost thing because there's a lot of people out there that are kind of like me. We just like watching NASCAR. We like watching these cars on tracks. We like watching races. And so I think it can just get back to that taking it race by race format, that strategy. I think that that's going to create its own storylines, and I don't think people will miss this much, in the future.
Okay. Yeah. Because with me only in my 20s and stuff, all that I really know much is the original case of the playoff format. I really haven't seen much with the 36 race season in my lifetime per se.
Well, just go back. There's a ton of great old races that you can watch. A lot's different now. So I'm just really interested. Anytime we get a shake-up, anytime there is a shake-up, I'm always just interested to see how is this going to play out. And that excitement is what's going to make me want to tune in. Yeah. Huskers says Carl Edwards left NASCAR because of the playoffs.
That's true after getting turned. Yeah.
Wild times. But, and no, you did not, Huskers.
Yeah. But, yeah, it was good talking with you. I know Ryan Blankett's about to be on, too.
Old Blanket.
And one more stat going on to that front row stat. Actually, since the Chicago Street Race, so about half of the season, there's only been 4 Cup races that has not been won from the front row. And that was Dover, that was Richmond, Bristol, and Kansas.
Incredible.
All the others have been won from first place to second place.
Well, we know we can always rely on you to have the cool stats, man. You always drop in with some cool ones. So we appreciate it. Well, brother, it was good to talk with you. And yeah, continue on your awesome travels. It's Super NASCAR Fan Andrew, everybody. He's always out at the racetrack, always having a good time. Glad you got to go to some of these races, man. And, yeah, keep calling in. We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, thank you. Talk to you later, Chase.
Bye. All right. Super NASCAR Fan Andrew called in. Yeah. We will have Ryan Blaney joining us here in about 4 minutes. But, yeah, it's just always great to get to talk with you guys in the chat. Always great to talk with race fans in general just about the way that they see racing. And the more that's kind of the point of the show, really, is the more that we learn about perspective from everyone else, the closer that we can get to figuring out what it is that we really all like about it and what we really all want to see out of it as we go into the future. So one of the big reasons why we do this show. Yeah. Yep, absolutely. But catching up here in the chat some too, Robert joining in. NASCAR is supposed to be elite. The fact it costs big green money to go fast, so mandatory equipment, fuel and tires, no change in teams. Next, left the team set an angle of rear spoiler. Next message, then pay the teams more. Eliminate start and park. All kinds of perspectives, and we love it. I know that I can offer mine. That's what I try to do all that I can. So we will have Blaney coming up here shortly. Once we are finished with the Blaney interview, we're going to roll right into the NASCAR Championship race preview, where we will talk a little bit about what to expect if you are a gambler. If you like to gamble, like I do, we'll talk all about the odds for that race, and we'll get some really cool, interesting nuggets from you guys, hopefully in the chat or from calling in. But that will be after the Blaney interview. So we'll go ahead and take a quick break. When we come back, we will have Blaney on. So stick around. Don't go anywhere. Continue talking in the chat. Make sure you like this video. Subscribe to the channel. All those things help to continue to grow the ecosystem. So really appreciate you guys for that. We'll be right back shortly.
What up, man? Okay.
All right, we are live, and I am now joined by NASCAR driver of the number 12 Team Penske car, Ryan Blaney, a.k.a., or as the people in the chat now are referring to you as Ryan Blanket for some reason. Somebody made a typo on your name, and you're now called Ryan Blanket.
I've seen that every now and then.
Yeah.
I've seen that. It's easy to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're in
Apple
the chat.
will-
There it is. Ryan Blanket. They all see it now.
Apple will definitely usually redirect you to Blanket.
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
I need to start making Ryan Blaney blankets. Maybe that'll be a good sell.
That's actually that's a lucrative business model that you could do. I think we could make that happen.
People love buying dumb stuff, man. That might be one of them.
We'll get the van. I've already been trying to talk to people about getting a van and selling the old trading cards, since I've been going hard on those, the old NASCAR cards. So we'll throw blankets on the side. Yeah,
there you
I
go.
pulled this the other day, dude. Look at this. It's an electric dick trickle, dude.
Look at that. See, I've never been into the card pulling business. It's just not something. I got a couple buddies who are like diehard card pullers, and I'm just like, dude, I did that with Pokemon cards back in the day, but
have you sold any of yours?
I didn't keep any. I mean, when you're back then, you don't think about that stuff. You don't know it's going to turn into this lucrative business that you got now. But
I was pissed, dude. We lost all of our shit in Katrina, though, dude. So all my stuff, I had they say we lost it. I think I had it still, but my mom used to hate the Pokemon cards, and so she was like, "No, the Beanie Babies are what's going to make the money for your college and for your life." Well, you see how that turned out. I didn't go to college, dude. So, yeah, it's we should have kept the Charizard cards, but
I know. It's if you had a time machine, that's probably what I'd change, is keep all your Pokemon stuff and all that little stupid things, man. But never know how it's going to turn out.
No, you don't. Well, dude, it's been too long since we've got to catch up. There's obviously a lot that's going on with you right now in the racing world, especially after this weekend. It's kind of, I'm not going to lie, from my perspective, I always want to see you win and do good, so it kind of sucked balls what happened. But, dude, I got to ask you, so, I know you're really good at, taking, the losses, and it's a part of the game. It's a part of what you do. But, did you think that Byron was going to have the balls to send it right there?
Yeah, man. I think I got asked that question after the race, and even before I saw a replay of all what happened. So you're trying to remember back on a snapshot moment, of one corner of 1,000 corners that we went through on Sunday. And, yeah, man, I would have done the same exact thing. I kind of saw it coming and tried to protect as much as I could. I knew he was going to get in there, so I wanted to try to protect that move into one through lap traffic without taking a chance of me getting spun out. If I run him on the curb, I get spun.
Right.
He bounces off the curb and I'd spin out, and now my chances of winning are zero. So I tried to protect as much as I could, but he was in there, and I had to leave him space. And I would have done the same exact move if I was William in that situation. That was a race for the win, and both of us were in the spot we had to win. So that was just hard racing at a place to where it's Martinsville. You're going to get that stuff, and that's all fair ball game for sure.
Yeah, when that did happen though, and you're in the car there, what's happening in your mind in that moment? Obviously we know you want to catch him, but were you down to do whatever it took to get back in front of him?
No, I remember I asked the question in the moment to Timmy, my spotter. I asked him, I said, "Hey, did I leave him enough room?" Because I couldn't really tell, because we're trying to squeeze three wide with the lap car. It's hard to tell space sometimes in those moments. And so I asked, did I leave enough room, or was he off the curb? He was like, well, he was kind of on the curb, but it was tight, and I just needed to know that information, that if I could get back there, does it warrant me returning the bumper? Right. So that's why I wanted to ask that question. If I crowded him a lot, then, more than room that was given, I probably would have been like, well, he didn't really do anything malicious, so I don't need to do anything malicious back. So
Right.
I just asked that question, and he just really told me that it was tight. Now, I can't say that if I would have got everything going in my mind was, all right, how do I just get close enough to have a shot at maybe making a pass or maybe playing some bumper tag? But I just never got there. He kind of drove away from me a little bit there, and his rear tires were a little bit better than mine, and I saved a little bit more, and I was able to stretch it. So I never really got the chance.
Yeah, and these new tires too, like obviously like when you guys are getting out there, you're testing, Goodyear's been doing the damn most, dude. Like really trying to bring some different strategy to the ball game now with this car. What was y'all's setup like did you guys expect to have more fall off maybe than you did? Like how much of that went into play? Cuz I know on that last pit you only took 2 tires. And so that was
No, we did 4.
You did 4?
Yeah,
well, the graphic
did 4.
fucked up,
Yeah.
dude. The graphic fucked up on the TV.
Can never
It said-
trust the graphic.
No, that is huge now because that changes everything. Because the way that I'm looking at it, when that popped up, I was like, "Why the fuck did he only take 2 tires, dude?"
Yeah,
And so I thought, so that's crazy. So I don't know how many other people may have seen that and thought the same thing. I know I did.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, that changes the whole scenario. But
yeah, I think the tire wear that we were given, like that was a long run before that last yellow. I mean, that was probably 90 laps or something, 80 laps. And the left sides wearing the way they were, nobody was going to take 2 just because you were kind of
right
on ice at that point. I think if it was the previous tire and we didn't see a lot of fall off or wear, you would have had a lot of guys maybe, gamble and throw 2 on it. But at that point, the way the tires were wearing, there was no way anyone was going to put 2 on it. So that kind of boxed everyone in, honestly, on like different strategies and stuff. You couldn't have done it. So I think the tire was great. Like you could piss it off and not get it back. And I think that's the way it should be. If you're aggressive early, you might take your lumps later in the run, and that's the way racing and tires should be. So I think they did a really good job of bringing something new.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And they're going to have another new tire at Phoenix too. So they just the more improvement. I think Bristol was the one where we all really got to see how it went down. And that itself was almost like, for me, I was live streaming that one. That was like a revival of like old NASCAR to me, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, the Bristol tire was weird. Like, we had that deal last year to where we didn't expect that. And then we went into this night race this year, or maybe it was a spring race. I can't remember the years, but like the first year that they were blowing tires out unexpectedly, just wearing through them. And then this night race, we didn't really expect the tires to wear as much as they did, because we were like, oh, the temp I think is in the range of they're not going to cord or anything. But then in the race they started doing it, so you had to be really cautious of it.
Yeah.
And that, as a driver and as a team, like when you have those curveballs thrown at you a little bit, you're reacting in the moment, and it's like, all right, what I thought was going to happen isn't happening. So how do we adjust to this, and how do we figure it out? And as a driver, that's pretty fun, because you're like, man, I'm learning in the moment, and how can I do it better than everybody else, and kind of be a little bit more strategic on how I kind of go about my run, and try to put 60, 70 laps together.
Yeah.
So that part's great.
I want to know, like, do you think that, like, what you just said is awesome to hear? Like, do you think that NASCAR just needs more of that level of intensity? I mean, we're in this age now where there's so much simulation data that you guys have. You're able to pretty much, I mean, when you're out there on the track, you can kind of know what other guys are doing. Do you think that is something that maybe NASCAR needs a little bit more of going into 2026?
The tire thing is tricky. I don't envy Goodyear in their position. Like, that's a fucking hard job, man. Like, you're trying to put a product out there that gives the best racing possible, and that's high wear tires. And each track is different. Like, you can't bring a Martinsville tire to Las Vegas. We're just going way too fast. Like, it won't take it. And so they're trying to build a tire that wears, but they don't want to look bad and build tires that blow out. Because that's bad for business, right? You don't want to be known as the company that blows out tires all the time. So it's like a weird fine line, and I've gotten to understand their position more and more over the years. Of, man, that's a tough job. Like, we're all wanting well, just make a tire that wears out more. Well, I'm not a scientist. I don't know how this works, so, and there's only so much testing that they can do. We have some tire tests, but not every single weekend. So they're just kind of somewhat rolling the dice on this stuff. So
that can be fun, but that can also be shitty for you guys.
It's fun for y'all to watch.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
To sometimes race.
It's very fun.
If I'm going into turn 1 at 200 and I'm like, I don't know if this tire's going to blow out or not. Am I about to have the biggest hit of my life? But yeah, I mean, I think the tire path is where it should be. As far as like the data stuff, I'm on the boat of only in your team you can see your teammates' data.
Yes.
I'm a big believer in that. And I wouldn't say I'm a data connoisseur. I kind of probably look at it on the lesser side of the Cup Garage. I look at mine mostly, like just to see what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I think if you make it team limited, I think that's better to where you have handcuffed offenses. Now that kind of hurts single car teams, right? I look at where Stenhouse is, that Hayek one. There's only one car. All right, you don't have anything to look at, but you
gotta have the comparisons of like what other people are doing, or at least in the Chevy camp,
Yeah, maybe it's a manufacturer thing. Maybe the Fords can look at Fords and the two others can look at the others, but I think trying to reel that back in a little bit is important.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree, because like we're just in this age now with AI and the tech stuff. We already know it's not going to go away at this point. Systems are going to get smarter and smarter, so it's like, where do you find that human instinct element? I feel like that's what racing is at the end of the day. Like, you can't lose that,
Yeah, and it's the same with every sport. Like, I toured the Chicago White Sox facility a few months ago, and they got these machines now that it's a big LED screen. It's like 10 by 10, 15 by 10. And they can put up video of the opponent's pitcher. And it's right there. He's doing his normal motion, and the slot will move with his release point. And so you can literally practice for this guy who's about to pitch against you. And I look at it from a pitcher standpoint. It's like, well, that's not really fair. Like, that guy's getting reps against me. I don't get reps against that guy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think.
But that's kind of happening too.
Dealing with the technology side of it.
Yeah, that's kind of like where the thing is in motorsport that's happening too. I mean, I know that there's so much you can only do with the car that you're given, because that you have to bring ingenuity back to things. But I guess where this all kind of leads me now is, like, I haven't got to ask you personally, and I'm sure you've answered on a million other shows, but like, what's your whole thought process on like where NASCAR is going with the championship next year? Like, what do you personally want to see?
Oh, the points format thing?
Yeah.
I mainly grew up and I've seen all forms of it. I've seen the 36 race, I've seen the original chase, and now the format that we're in now. And I loved the original chase.
Yeah.
I think there's some tweaks I think you can do to it. But I loved watching the 10 route week. Consistency really matters, performance matters. I'm not a huge fan of the one race take all. Now, I've won a championship in that format, but I think it can be better. I think it would be more natural to have a 10 race deal, like make a lot more bonus points in the regular season for race wins than what they are now. And then all those compile up to the start of the chase, or whatever you want to call it. And then it's 10 weeks and you have all these multitude of tracks, and, it's kind of your average over 10 weeks, and whoever's on top, wins it. That's my vote. Everyone's going to be different. But I think there are changes coming. I don't know what that's going to be. But I think something is coming. That's for sure. And I do like they're moving it to Miami again next year.
Yeah.
I think a rotation for the final race is good. Like, you could take it to Miami, Phoenix, Vegas, like whether it's yearly or bi-yearly. I think rotating that championship race around is the right way to go.
Yeah, we know that this car performs well on those intermediate tracks. So I feel like any intermediate track would be perfect to lay it out on. I mean, hell, even Charlotte, dude. Charlotte, I mean, that's always a banger of a race, dude.
Yeah, Charlotte's the oval's gotten to be awesome. And you could bring it there. I mean, people are like, oh, it's cold in in November in Charlotte. I was like, well, we just raced Martinsville last week.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that cold. So
yeah.
there's opportunity, I think.
I hear that. Well, some other stuff too. They just dropped this creator series for the NASCAR 25 game. You're basically a movie star now. They've made you guys look cinematic as fuck, and I love that because I feel like NASCAR creating that within its own ecosystem is important because like that's a part of like what made NASCAR so big in pop culture, and so now like. Whoever the team is at like NDM, they're doing a great job of like finding ways to put that together. This streamer thing though, there's been like a lot of backlash out of it, like that I saw online yesterday. Everybody's like, "Oh, we need more NASCAR creators. It should only be NASCAR creators." And I'm like, I don't think you understand how big these people are because if you're not in the streaming world and you don't watch these streams, you don't understand what this could actually do for NASCAR. So while yes, people like us are all here, the new people are going to find us if they just come in through the game.
Yeah.
What was that like for you?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not a big stream watcher. I don't know. I know very minimal about it.
Oh, I don't either, dude. This is the only stream that I know. This is what we do here. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. From my understanding, it's just people turning their cameras on and just doing whatever they're doing, right? Live.
Yeah.
Right. It's like there's a couple really big ones out there now, right? There's a lot of the folks that we got, but I only know a couple of them that I've seen pop up a little bit. That Kai
Sinet and I Show
right?
Speed
Like
are the only two.
Yeah,
ones.
those two are like the biggest ones, right? So, those guys just live stream everything, which is pretty interesting concept, honestly. But yeah, that was fun to be a part of. I think it's unique. I can understand the frustration by some, NASCAR gamers, streamers, or whatever. They're like, well, I wish I was a part of it, and I'm the core fan base of this.
Right.
But I get what NASCAR was trying to do as far as bringing in broader audiences from these streamers that have hundreds of thousands or millions of people that tune into their stuff. But yeah, that was fun. It's I haven't gotten the chance to play the new game too much. It's pretty cool. I'm on the cover. That's pretty neat. As a kid, I always liked seeing who was on the cover of the NASCAR games year in and year out.
Oh yeah, dude. Any sport, dude. I remember for me, like it was when Michael Vick was on Madden, dude. Like that year on PlayStation 1 was like I was all in. But then with NASCAR, the Tony Stewart, I remember him being on the cover, and then NASCAR Thunder with Jeff Gordon's car. Those are all great games, man. Yeah. What system would you play on? I
mainly was a PlayStation guy.
Yeah. PS2, PS3.
I still believe PlayStation 2 is the greatest gaming console ever made.
Vice City on that, dude.
Yeah, that was the deal, man. I think I had every single generation of PlayStation. That, and I was a big Nintendo 64 guy.
Yeah,
growing up.
I still have mine.
Yeah,
me
too.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's that see-through blue that was awesome, dude. Just like a teal. It's pretty badass.
Yeah, you had the one that like my grandma wouldn't buy me, dude. So that's cool. I had the standard, had the expansion pack with Majora's Mask, and that's where it stayed, dude. The Zelda games.
I played WrestleMania 2000 was big on that. I remember it because it was a black pop-in disc, and like all the other ones were like gray. Yeah. So that one was cool. And then like was NBA Heat, I think like 2000 or 01. It was like 2v2.
Were you a Tony Hawk guy?
Not so much on like on PlayStation and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
I was pretty big.
I had it on N64 in the blue cartridge. And that's what I would pop in, dude. So I was always on the skate games, dude. I was kind of a skater. I don't know. If I try to drop in now,
about you, dude.
What's that?
Avril Lavigne was talking about you back in the day.
The biggest crush of my life, dude, was Avril Lavigne. I swear to God. Well, other than everything going on in NASCAR, you also got other big life shit going on. You're about to be a dad, dude. How has that been this year? Like kind of like going through the motions on anticipating and getting ready. Because I know as a dad how that is. I want to know what it's like being a NASCAR driver getting ready for that.
The anticipation is high. We got really fortunate of the timing of the whole thing. We'll be in our off season by the time our kid's born. So we timed that out pretty spectacular.
Oh yeah, dude, perfect.
It would have been tough of going away on the weekend. Like, hey, I got to go to work and be stressing out about, I'm not going to be there. especially for the birth of your first one. So we got pretty lucky on that one. But yeah, I mean, it's all excitement. There's a little bit of nerves, I think, that are involved in it. At least I am. But it's like 20% nerves, 80% excitement, just because you're about to like open up this whole new world of your life, and I think that's a little nervous. The unknowns make you nervous, but yeah, man, we're excited. We're about a month out, and we're gearing up for it as much as we can.
Dude, I love to hear that, man. Yeah, mine's 10 now, dude, and it's crazy to think how fast the time goes. So yeah, bro, get ready. It's a ride, and you just want to enjoy it. I mean, you've been seeing too. You can look at like even Chase Briscoe, like with his kid lately. Like that's been some of the funniest content that I've seen.
Yeah,
like with him and his little boy.
It's crazy, man. Like I look at I've gotten to grow up. Bubba's son is just over 1 now. He just turned 1, so it's fun to be as close as we are and kind of see his kid grow and become a 1-year-old is pretty cool. All the changes you see him go through, it gets me geared up. And I'll tell you the freakiest thing is, so I remember being a, young single-digit aged person, like at driver intros with my dad, and hanging out with like Harvick and stuff.
Yeah. And
now Harvick's kid, Keelan, is like, there's only going to be so many years before he gets in the show.
Is wild.
So now it's going to be a full circle. Like, oh my God, I'm definitely getting old now when I'm racing against Keelan. When I used to race against your dad, and I was your age when I met your dad.
Dude, it's nuts. Weird. It's so weird how quickly it goes. It gets away from you, man. Almost.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things. But going from that, so obviously where we are now, you're getting ready for Phoenix. How are you going in this weekend? Do you have a little bit of extra motivation to get that first win out there at that track? Like, what are you looking at?
Yeah, I hope so. It sucks we're not a part of the championship, obviously, but you're still racing. You still got one more to go try to cap your season off strong, go into the winter time with, heads held high and stuff like that, So, while everyone's bummed out, Sunday night when you don't make it, it turns right around Monday morning and all right, what's our new goal for this week? And let's go try to win Phoenix and end the season on a high note. That's the main goal. And yeah, it'd be nice to get our first win out there. We've run really good out there over the years, and hopefully it'd be nice to cap it all off. And like I said, go into the winter, really with a ton of motivation for next year. So we'll see.
Yeah, and with another trophy. By the way, that trophy room, I haven't been there in a long time. That thing's got to be almost full now. Have you moved it yet? Like the trophy room?
It's moved around a little bit. Yeah, it's we've gotten some remodeling done to our house in the last handful of years, and it's been fun. This is actually kind of a new part of the house that's kind of moved into the little bar trophy room type deal, and
love it.
Just continuing to hang up old fire suits like behind me, and all of them are kind of special. I got a couple of my dad's up there, and a couple of my first ones, couple first starts, first wins, championship fire suit on this side of me, and big old picture of me and my guys and on the stage. So. Yeah, man, it's moved around a little bit, but you continue to make room.
Yeah, I'll have to get out there one of these days and come check it out. I had some questions from some people in the Discord before I let you go. What is your favorite Pop-Tart flavor?
I'm a wild berry guy.
Wild berry, okay.
Wild berry. You don't see them often. It's kind of like it's a nice little treat when you can find them in the grocery store. But wild berry, and if they don't have those, I'll go blue raspberry, and then I'll go cinnamon. Okay. It's my top 3.
Hammond's in the Discord wants to know, and he includes a video of you and Bubba. He needs to know when your metalcore side project is going to start. You do got it, dude. You do got pipes on you, bro. If you scream,
I don't know about that. I haven't done it in a long time. Never. To answer his question, never.
Not now.
No, not now. Man, that stuff's so crazy. I grew up a metalhead, and still am to this day in a little bit of regards. I actually got a buddy of mine sweatshirt on. It's Miss May I, this band out of Ohio that I've been buddies with for probably 10 years, and I just saw them play in Charlotte and on their new tour. But I love watching. I just love music, kind of all types of music. Like
same.
What those folks can do is just unbelievable. Like it never ceases to amaze me, no matter what you are, whether you're a drummer, bassist, guitarist, singer, songwriter, like how do you compile all that together to make this melody and then put words to go along with this melody? And how do you make these words meaningful? And all that stuff is just mind blowing to me. I don't know how these people do it. It's just some of the most talented people in the world. But
It's art.
as far as my career and that goes, it's never going to happen.
Never. All right. Not even in the. I don't know, dude. If I get over there, and I've always wanted to drum off with Bubba, dude, because I drum. I play a little guitar, but I've always
I don't have the rhythm. I can't do it.
You just
Can't do it.
just that.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah.
yeah.
All right. So I know that you and I both have a lot of the music taste stuff. I got to ask you personally, were you ever a fan of Tool?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Great band. Love them. That's the ones that get deep, dude. They get deep with their stuff.
Yeah. I love that era of music was great. Like the 90s kind of grunge era, I guess you could call it, like,
it's more psychedelic.
Yeah.
It's weirdly psychedelic metal rock kind of.
Yeah, they had some interesting stuff going on, and I like that. When they change it up a little bit. Like I was a huge like Alice in Chains fan growing up, and all those bands kind of from that era, I thoroughly enjoyed. And Tool was just like a trippy kind of band, like you said. They kind of had some psychedelic stuff going on, and they always had good lyrics too.
Yeah, they did. Maynard's a fucking wizard, dude.
Yeah, I know. I would love to have seen them live. I've never been able to do it. But,
me either. I missed out the one time I was in New York, and so my buddy got to go, and I didn't get to see it. But everyone that I've talked to says it's the most incredible show. So
yeah,
hopefully one of these days. But always cool to find out like who your drivers are inspired by musically, and I guess the last question. This one is could be a quickly answered one. At Martinsville, what do you feel like is the preferred line on restarts, and is it different in spring versus fall?
I think, the preferred lane choice, like the bottom is kind of preferred, but I feel like on restarts, the top can be pretty inviting, and it depends on where you are in the pack. Like if I'm like row 10, I'm probably going to take a chance on the top because a lot of guys get down and it checks the bottom lane up, and you might be able to kind of get a hole and get down. You don't want to run the whole time up there. But I've always preferred like right on the curb. Like during a run, I try to be as close to the curb as I can and under the rubber. And that's just kind of the way it's suited me over the years. But yeah, it just depends. I mean, if the spring and fall, it can differ. Really, it's just whatever the tire is. Like if the tire is super soft and laying rubber down, that can kind of change with being able to move around more. If the tire's not really laying rubber down there and it's like super cold, the top never really comes in. So it just depends. It just depends what kind of the weekend's like and what you feel in practice and what you see through the race. You're kind of audibling through the race on these things in the moment, which is what makes racing, motorsports, pretty fascinating.
Yeah.
We kind of talked about it earlier of you have to change your stuff up in the moment, and whatever's best for you and see what the track's doing. And that part's always pretty fun.
We love it. Well, dude, good luck this weekend, man. Thanks for giving us some time today. And
yeah, man.
Always great to get to catch up. And I'm sure we'll be doing more of it soon here in the off season.
Yeah. Well, thanks, brother. I appreciate you having me. Thanks everybody for joining in.
Yep. We'll see you soon, bro. Take care.
All right. See you, pal.
All right, that was Ryan Blaney. We got got a few answers or a few questions answered there for some of you guys watching. Always great to have Yerb, as we call him, from the Garage Guys Discord. We called him Yerb. Ryan Blanket now. Found out he may actually get into making blankets. Would be kind of cool. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. As always, love Ryan, great dude, great human being, and find out all kinds of new things about him all the time. Kind of catching up here on the chat. A lot of chat that's coming in. Avril Lavigne, noted Canadian. Amen. Dude, I swear to God, dude, Avril Lavigne, when I was a young boy, my uncle worked in the movie industry, and apparently he had ran into her, and I'll never forget him telling me that. It was the worst decision he could have ever made. I'm like, can you call her? I'm like 8 or 9. I'm like, can you call her? Can you tell her that I really like her, that I want to see her? Will she marry me? That was literally questions that I asked as a 9-year-old. So, yeah, there was that. But, yeah, hopefully a lot of those questions were answered for you guys. Getting ready to move into the Phoenix Championship preview now. We've kind of covered some of the hot topics in NASCAR, a little bit of the IndyCar stuff, obviously. If you are an IndyCar fan, which I have become one now, they have been doing a lot of testing at IMS. There's been a lot of great videos. A good friend of the show, David Land, has a new video out. It was talking a little bit about what is going on at some of those tests. And what we do know is that they are testing spec dampers, which are like shock springs, things like that. We don't want any more spec in IndyCar. I think can clearly say I don't want to see any more spec in IndyCar. I want there to be areas for teams and engineers to be able to continue to innovate on the Dallara. And as we get ready to move into the 2028 car, I think that innovation is so important in a world where honestly, the competition's already stupid close as it is. So that's just my 2 cents on it. But again, David Land has a great video out on YouTube. Good friend of the show. Go check that out if you want to learn a little bit more about what some of those drivers are saying. Yeah, I know. She didn't marry me, Ryan. It was rough, dude. But you know what? We did even better. I'm now married to my wife. I found her way hotter than Avril Lavigne. She's good. So I count that as a win. Let's get ready to preview NASCAR in Phoenix. So I want to start our preview today. We're going to get over to the browser view. It's browser view time. You guys have seen enough of my mug today. Let's get over to the browser view. Browser view. Boom. Here we go. We're going to look at some driver averages at Phoenix Raceway. This is going to kind of give us a little bit of a clearer picture. I'm trying to do the zoom in right now. I don't know why it won't let me zoom. Let me zoom, damn it. There we go. Okay. Getting some averages pulled up here now before we get ready to go and look at the odds on DraftKings, FanDuel, and Caesars. All right, so since 2022 of February, Kurt Busch, Kevin Harvick don't matter. Let's look right here. The man that we just got done talking with, Ryan Blaney, 6 top 5s, 6 top 10s, 6 top 20s, 0 wins. The most consistent guy here without a win arguably has to be Ryan Blaney. And so to get to hear from him, he's going to be going for that win. We know that. That's going to be awesome to see. He's somebody that we really don't need to ignore going into this weekend if we are going to be betting on the race. And then getting into some of the championship guys, we see William Byron here. He does have a win here. 3 top 5s, 5 top 10s, 7 top 20s. Another one of these guys that are going to be in the ship with him is the second best driver here, Kyle Larson, with 0 wins since 2022, 4 top 5s. Wait, let's see. Yeah, 4 top 5s, top 10s, 5. Oh, we got a call coming in. What is this? Hold on. Motorsport Report, you're live.
Motorsport Report, is this Chase Holden?
It's Chase Holden, dude. What's up? What's up? We're previewing Phoenix. What's good, dude?
What's going on, man? Zach from Canada here.
Zach from Canada, dude.
Truck on.
Dude, hell yeah. What's up, dude?
Long distance charges. Eating the long distance charges to contribute to the Motorsport Report.
Love it. What you got for us?
I'm going down to Phoenix tomorrow morning from the Great White North, first ever NASCAR race. I'm pumped.
Hell yeah.
Here's what I'm thinking. Hear me out.
Okay.
Ty Majeski is going to have the most cheated up truck possibly of all time.
Ooh, okay.
If that truck passes first inspection, good night, Corey Heim. All that work for nothing. Records down the drain. It's Ty Majeski plus 250.
Oh. All right, so we got truck bets coming from Zach from Canada right now. I was going to cover Cup. This is an important segment, and I'm glad you called. So you today, since you called in now, you are giving us truck bets, and I'm going to make you give us Xfinity bets too. So we need to be betting on Ty Majeski in the Truck Series.
Ty Majeski, hear me out. He's not in the hunt anymore. He got screwed last week by the tiebreaker, but the number 34 is still in the owner's points championship hunt.
Riggs.
He's going to be locked in.
Okay.
Lloyd Riggs, he's going to be locked in. His win rate, his outright odds are not out yet.
Okay.
But hammering.
Hammer Riggs.
Hammering. Riggs.
So redemption win for Riggs since he got busted, booted out.
He got booted out. That Roval race absolutely screwed him over. Then he got screwed by the tiebreaker. Hey, man, pure gut boy on this one. Pure gut boy.
Okay. All right, so we're hammering Riggs. What about Xfinity? Who do we like?
Xfinity last week before Martinsville, I picked up Carson Quapple at plus 4,000.
Wow.
I believe he reloaded to plus 600, but that plus 4,000, man, I'm going to be on my feet if that hits.
All right, so for all the viewers now, do we still believe in that one right there? It's it's Carson Quapple.
Do I believe in it still? I don't know.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I
all right.
do have that on.
We got to find what we believe. We got to find what we believe. See, I would just throw it on Zillage, dude. I would just threw some money on Zillage, dude. I need to know.
Listen, I got Zillage before the season started at plus 700. That championship, that ticket's looking nice. But at plus 110, it's kind of hard. There's so much, it's kind of my same theory with the Heim thing. Like, that's so much chalk on a race that so much could happen. People are going for stuff. People in new rides, they're going to be throwing those fucking cars around the track.
Yeah, that's typically why I don't bet on it, dude. Because I just, for one, it's usually like family day for me. For two, I just don't know. I just save all the bankroll for Cup Sunday, dude.
No, that's super fair. Super fucking fair to do that.
But we still need to give the people. The people still need to know. So Riggs is somebody that I'm going to be looking at now. I'm going to be looking at putting some money down on Riggs, dude, because I'm going to trust Zach from Canada telling me what he's telling me.
Listen, I'm going to be at the track. There's going to be some mojo there.
Okay.
Riggs is going to be fired up. I really feel like Riggs can do it. I also wouldn't count out Caden Honeycutt.
Honeycutt? Okay.
I believe he's reloaded to plus 750 or something along those lines.
That's decent.
And I also think it's worth a sprinkle. He's got to beat three other guys.
For sure.
Think of it. You got to almost think of it like a group bet.
Mm-hmm.
There's four other guys they got to beat.
I like
Why
that.
not take the chalk? Why not take a little bit of juice on there?
Why not?
We've seen Heim get screwed by the playoff format before. We've seen it.
Ryan Booth in the chat. I want to read this really quickly. Ryan Booth in the chat says, if you want to take years off your life and lose your hair, then bet trucks every week.
And I have been doing that every week, and I think I might have started balding over the season.
Okay, so we're going to have to get you some – we're going to have to get you some keeps, dude. I have to get you some hair club, Joey Logano hair club, dude.
Yeah, send me the turkey. I'm going to have to get that.
Send me too, bro.
Taken care of. But I'll be able to do that when Ty Majeski wins that championship.
All right, well, there we go. There you have it. He's going to be in Phoenix. Zach from Canada, I will be following. You can report live. You can report live from Phoenix for us. We had somebody that was tuned in on our Martinsville stream this Sunday. He went by the name of Bad Grandpa. And he was in the stands, and through the whole race, he was basically ruining everything that we saw, but it wasn't really ruining it. He was telling the future for us because he was telling us stuff before we could even see it on TV, and it made it must-see live streaming. So if you are there,
fortune teller.
Exactly. You have the ability now to be the fortune teller. If you just hop on the YouTube live when we're streaming for Phoenix this Sunday and you get in the chat, you instantly become the fortune teller and you will get all the SIGs in chat in the world.
You know what? I could use some SIGs in chat.
Yeah! Let's go. Sigs in chat. We're going to give you Sigs in chat right now. Can we get some Sigs in chat for Zach in Canada? He called it. He gave us some truck and Xfinity advice. Can we get Sigs in chat for him now, please? Everyone that's here in the chat. I'm going to go before you hang up. I'm going to go, and I'm going to give you Sigs in chat because I think it's important. Here we go. Now, you can hear my microphone. Sigs. There you go. I just gave you Sigs in chat, dude.
Chase, that's poetic because when I'm down the States, I will be for sure buying some cheaper Sigs.
You're damn right, dude. I went to Canada. I know that pain, bro. I know the pain.
Hey, are you going to be at Markham this year?
Probably coming back. I'm probably going to come back to Canada, dude, because West Queen West is like my home away from home, if you know what I mean.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Yeah, no, I think I'll be at that Markham race this year.
Fucking A, dude. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to get to. I don't know how far Markham is from Toronto, but I'm gonna try to get there.
It's about a 20 or 30-minute subway from what I know. I have a buddy that goes to law school there, so I have a little bit of insider info on that one.
All right, I love that. Well, look, you keep calling in. We'll talk more after the championship next week. But, yes, we are going to be going to Toronto. I'm going back to Canada. I'm going to go get my German cola 17 milligram Zins illegally from stores. That's what I'm going to do.
Hell yeah. Hey, man, I got one of those in right now, one of those cola ones. Those are fire.
Hell yeah, dude. Shout out to the boys. Zach from Canada. We'll be in Phoenix this weekend. Much love, brother. We appreciate you calling in.
Much love, brother. I'll be in the Discord.
Later. That was Zach from Canada. Sigs in chat. Thank you, guys. Trevor donating Sigs in chat. Super NASCAR fan. It costs nothing to give Sigs in chat. It's just something we do. We rip Sig, dude. I just sucked all the nicotine out of a Zen, and I'm going to reload, dude. I'm going to reload because it's time to talk Phoenix. So let's get back. We've got Zach gave us Xfinity and trucks, and now we're going into Cup. Let's get back to the browser view. Let's keep looking, and let's keep seeing what we can find. All right. So, yes, Wyatt, absolutely. Love Sigs in chat. So, Kyle Larson is the next best up underneath William Byron. William Byron does have the win here. I would say that probably gives him a little bit of the edge. Kyle Larson now locked in, and now let's move down to the Gibbs boys. Right under Larson, though, you will see Hamlin. No wins in 2022. 1 top 5, 3 top 10s. So looking a little bit weaker right here. A little bit weaker over here when we look at this. And then when we go down to Chase Briscoe, this man does have a win, and he got it with a team that he probably shouldn't have got a win with, and that was Stewart-Haas Racing. So never forget, that was a gigantic bet. I'm pretty sure that was Tanhart ended up taking that bet back in 2022. Dude didn't even know how to celebrate because it was like 80-1. It was an insane fucking thing. Super NASCAR fan says, kicking myself on not getting Byron championship odds of 2021. Yeah, where were you at, dude? I always be sprinkling. Down. I sprinkled a little bit on Chase, and I had a little bit on Byron there. I'm not even going to act like I was trying to predict that shit. I was just trying to throw darts because ever since the Blaney championship, I had him at like 33-1, dude. And when he came out strong like he did at Homestead, and he ended up pushing through and got that win at Martinsville, dude, that was big payout. It was big dog payout. I got a feeling Wyatt from Front Stretch is calling. Motorsport Report, you're live.
Hey, it's Wyatt with Front Stretch again, brother.
Hey, it's Wyatt from Front Stretch, everybody. He called back. I knew it was you, dude. The crystal ball.
Never going to do these bets, brother. Good Lord.
I know. We're never going to get here. I mean, this show is actually now going to start running longer. I'm just going to go as long as I want. So it starts at 12, may not have an end time, may just keep talking. But we're talking about, I was just basically saying how William Byron has the win here. Chase Briscoe has a win here. He did that in SHR equipment too, by the way, which was
80-1 is crazy.
That was a wild time, dude. That was a wild time. But now that we narrowed it all down, let's go over to DraftKings. So here we go. I've got DraftKings pulled up for Hamlin at 4-1, Larson 5-1, Byron 5.5-1, Blaney 6.5-1, Briscoe 7-1, Bell 8-5-1, and Joey Logano at 10-1. And that's where I wanted to get to, is that 10-1 line. Do we even bet on this, man? Do we even like what? Because like I'm gonna be honest with you, after talking with Ryan, and I'm not trying to be biased, but I'm just going to say this. Now that Ryan's not on the call, Ryan's nowhere to be found on this stream right now. We can get back to talking bettings. I don't want Cash Patel to come in here. I don't want FBI to try to get us.
Terry Rozier, your ass.
Yeah, I don't want no Terry Rozier. Look, Blaney at 6.5 to 1. You know they're going to show up strong. Why not, dude? Why not? What do you think?
He's also 7 to 1 on FanDuel. I mean, that's insane that he's not one of the. I know he's not in the championship, but they have won this race all but 1 year. When Ross Chastain pulled it out of nowhere, which he's 33 to 1 if we're talking former winners as well.
Ooh.
But
Blaney, I don't know if they got the juice, dude. I don't know if they got the juice.
I'm about to say Trackhouse doesn't have the juice. I'm with you there.
They're in logistical reforming time right now.
Yeah, like I'm not with Trackhouse right now either. But Blaney at 7 to 1, and you have like Denny Hamlin and William Byron ahead of them in the 4s. He should be up there with them in 4 to 5 to 1 territory. So get him now, and then Logano at 12 to 1 too is definitely worth a look. 12 to 1 via BetMGM, 10 to 1 on DraftKings. I like that odd too for him for a track that they've been great at. The most surprised though. That's not even the most surprising thing. The most surprising is the guy that won the spring, Christopher Bell, being at plus 850 on FanDuel and on DraftKings.
Well, that's why we love FanDuel, dude. That's why we love them, because they obviously don't give it enough of a shit, and then we get great things like this, like Christopher Bell at 8.5 to 1. Could be a redemption. Everyone's forgetting about Christopher Bell. I forgot about Christopher Bell for a moment. He was one of the most forgettable people in the new Creator Series commercials. He was on there, but he was forgettable. And that's when I feel like he strikes. That's when he strikes the hardest, dude. I can't rule it out. Maybe he feels like he because what is the Winston Points? The Winston Point account said that he won the championship this year. Apparently,
he would win the. I remember he won the championship if he finishes 29th or better in the Winston format. He would win 29th or better regardless. And the only guy that could steal it from him is Chase Briscoe.
Oh, so that's where I'm looking right now. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, and I'm gonna go full screen with Wyatt on the phone. And Wyatt, I kind of want to know before I go into my deep rants. I want to know, Wyatt, who do you like officially? Who is your first lean of the week?
My first official lean, it's got to be Ryan Blaney with his average at 6.4. He's top 5 in 6 to 7 races here. He's been dominant here in the fall. You can't deny that he's going to be up front and battling for a win, especially after what he showed at Martinsville. Yeah, William Byron is going to be someone I look at as well, but pure odds, Ryan Blaney at 7 to 1 is a steal. You're not going to get that anymore in the weekend.
Yeah,
except now.
Qualifying could be pretty good too. What's his? I don't know if I have his polls up here.
His polls?
Yeah. How many polls does he have? He only has 1 DNF here, by the way. Best finish. I wonder how many.
He's got polls. A poll in 2022 spring, but that's
really
he's got some way back in the Gen 6 era, but the first next gen race he got a poll, but that's it.
2022 he got the poll, and that's been it. He started 12th in March of this year. So maybe we kind of look into those weird trends. Maybe we see like, okay, if Blaney is starting back there, the odds aren't probably going to move much. I don't know. I may wait on Blaney. I may wait and pull the trigger. I may wait for like live. Maybe we can catch him live on like a good pit cycle or something.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, live bets are always fun to fish out too. When you're watching the sports books and seeing what you can capitalize, like maybe they get a pit road penalty and they come back from that.
That's how I've been doing it. Since Cash Patel and the boys are cracking down, dude, and I don't need to be too crystal ballish these days, bro. I'm kind of live watching.
They're going to confiscate that crystal ball.
I know, dude, and I can't get fucked because then look, dude, if they confiscate the crystal ball, they don't know that Jarrett Jr.'s running the power behind it, dude, and I can't have Jarrett Jr. go away, dude. I need Jarrett Jr. Jarrett Jr. is what fuels this whole thing, dude. Look at him.
Hell yeah, brother.
Where is he going to go, dude? He can't go to Cash Patel's house, dude. I don't want him to go to Cash Patel's, dude. That motherfucker will bug eye him to the end of the day, dude. Like, that dude's got some stare in him, bro. I don't know if people really know what that guy looks like. That dude will dude. I feel like that dude is taking your soul every second you stare at him. So I mean, honestly, dude, he just maybe got mad, dude. Don't piss off Cash Patel and make him lose parlays, dude, because he'll come after you. That's what happens, bro. What a world we live in right now. So your first official lean. You're going with Blaney. All right. So
I'm going with Blank. I'm going with Ryan Blanket.
Ryan Blanket. Blanket. Cash sending Jarrett Jr. to get no, don't do it. All right. So with Blaney being there, looking at, do you have any other lean right now that you're looking at? Anything else?
My second lean's got to be Christopher Bell at plus 850.
The Bell boy.
It's just another guy. This is another guy you're going to get great odds with right now, and I don't think it's going to go any better than that. And he's also coming off the win here in the spring, actually back-to-back wins in the spring. He just needs to find he needs his brakes to hold on, because that's what took him out a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And he just has the race win to worry about. He doesn't have championship pressure on him. So I feel like he's going to just get the job done outright and not have all this hullabaloo with the championship to worry about.
Hullabaloo, dude. What a word, bro. I hadn't heard that one in a minute. Hullabaloo.
Shout out Kevin Harvick. Shout out Texas A&M University, by the way.
There you go. The hullabaloo. All right. Well, so you are leaning with Blaney and Bell. All right. So not a championship winner. See, that's where we might differ a little bit. Wyatt, you got anything else?
I'm about to say, I got to take a champion on this too.
Yeah.
It's just tough. I think Hamlin's going to win it out. You know what?
Is that what you want, or is that what you feel?
That's what I predicted, and you know what? I got to double down on predictions that I've put down. Denny Hamlin is the favorite at plus 430. I'd wait on his number though. Yeah. I'd wait on Hamlin's number. I don't like the 430 right now, but I would wait.
I don't think it moves, dude. I don't think it moves.
You don't think it moves?
The name, the storyline. If you don't think sports books factor that shit in, you're crazy. The name and the storyline.
They have him 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you look at that gap. He's plus 430 on FanDuel right now. Where is he at on Cesar's? Cesar is a big Las Vegas Hollywood production. He's
4-1.
4-1.
Yeah.
And then he's 4-1 right now on DraftKings, dude. So I don't know what you're seeing. He's 4-1. He's 4-1 on DraftKings right now. So best odds on Hamlin, plus 430. I'm going to wait on that, dude, because I'm going to be honest with everybody here right now with Wyatt on the phone, and I'll get your thoughts on it. I think if there's one driver that is not feeling the pressure as much as other people may think that could sneak up and win this race, it's Kyle fucking Larson, dude. He's already done it. He's already done it. He did it in the Gen 6 car. It was the last time he won a championship, 2021. Okay? I just think people are maybe discounting him. He's 6-1 on FanDuel right now. Mm-hmm. He's 5-1 on DraftKings. And you can get him at 5-1 on Caesars. So William Byron's the favorite on Caesars. Denny Hamlin's the favorite on FanDuel. Denny Hamlin's the favorite on DraftKings. FanDuel, DraftKings, kind of the big showman. The closest thing we get to actually we are Vegas and we don't care is usually Caesars. All right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think with them it's a little bit more on the fair side, but they still have him right there at 4-1. But I think Kyle Larson, people are kind of just overlooking him maybe a little bit because of how big these other storylines are. And then it also makes me want to lean in the way of Chase Briscoe because he's got the win. I'm always going to want to look at the guys that have had the wins here. And it's easy. You could easily say it's William Byron. I feel like this could be. It's so hard. This is the hardest championship I've ever had to dissect. I'll be honest. because I feel like all four of these dudes could win this thing.
Yeah, I feel you there too. It's one of the hardest championships that we've had, especially in this era, because, I mean, for one, we don't have a Penske guy that's going to come up and dominate Phoenix to take a title, and they didn't win at Vegas to get that advantage. And two, I mean, that's the other thing. Hamlin, that Vegas advantage is certainly there. But the third thing, we're kind of, I'm about to say, it gets lost in the weeds. Toyota had 2 blown engines from Hamlin and Briscoe. Now, if that was experimental stuff, that's one thing. But
I don't know, dude.
I know.
Yeah, I've heard mixed things about that, dude. I've heard that, you know, it was real, and then there's also that, you know, I've got a fucking brain, you know, like there's those kind of responses. I'm gonna lean in the direction of I've got a fucking brain, and sometimes you just want to see how far you can take things. So,
absolutely.
Maybe.
Absolutely. No, I'm with you on the Larson pick though at 6-1. If I'm going off value for the championship contenders, he's being slept on at 6-1.
Yeah.
Off FanDuel. That's beautiful value for a guy who's won here in championship moments.
Yeah.
I think he can do that once again for sure. And he's competed up there with the likes of Blaney and Logano and seasons past as well for a title. It's just, I think that a good battle will be between Larson and Byron all race long, but I think we'll see all 4 of them converge by the end of the race. And it's going to be super close up front between those 4.
And I'll say, if you want to get outside of the championship 4, if I'm betting on, if I'm going to put money down, I always want to go for the longer odds. So I'm probably going to look, when it comes to the championship 4, I like Larson or Briscoe. Those are going to be the 2 guys that I'm going to lean towards, because I don't really see the point on betting on something that's lower than 5-1. Honestly, I don't do it often.
Right.
But
unless it's SPG at a road course.
Yeah, I don't bet, dude. I just won't bet it, dude. I'll watch it happen. I will fucking tank money on someone else live, usually, like I did at the Roval, taking fucking Larson. And I triple the hops here in the chat knows about how that went, dude. It's a rough time for us. He says Ross Chastain or Karsten Horsepower for the win. That's what he says.
Karsten Horsepower.
Yeah, and then Robert, really cool in the chat. He says NASCAR. What NASCAR wants is the headline: Denny finally champion, second first time champion, the Wonder Boy 24, third Chase Briscoe to bring fan favorite Ford for rating. So if you look at it from the script, Robert giving us the script. So Larson's left out of that one. Briscoe and Blaney to win, but I want to see Denny hold the cup to the France family's face, says Hammonds. I think that's why a lot of us probably want to see Denny win, and you may agree with that, Wyatt. I don't know. It's
that would be very ironic.
It would be an awkward time, a fun time, as long as they televise it. You know, that's the thing. But here's one that I think that maybe everyone is going to forget about. I don't think there's one guy. And I don't like to bet on this dude often, but there's one guy that has really he's been all about this championship format. He's been all about like, oh, you know, if I get in, I get in. It's just the way that it works. Joey Logano's 10-1, dude. Joey Logano's 10-1. He could sneak up and fuck everybody's day up, dude. Yeah, especially if the cautions come.
Yeah, absolutely. He could absolutely steal the show at a 10-1 DraftKings, 11-1 FanDuel, 12-1 BetMGM. Like I said, I think he's just kind of the sneaky guy when it comes to this kind of race,
he's
and I
very
think
sneaky guy. Fart face
he
sneaky
just got
guy.
that smirk on his face.
That's him, dude. He's like a gremlin, dude. He's like a 6'4" gremlin. Dude, it's like I've never seen.
Yeah, and he's good at this track though. You can't discount Logano at 12-1. That's someone that I'm considering putting on the card. I'm not ready to put him on just yet, but I'm keeping keeping an eye on him for sure.
I'm not gonna lie, dude, and I'm looking right now, and I'm about to put it over here on the big board for everybody to see. But when you look at his fucking stats, when you look at these stats, dude, God, these fucking ads are annoying, bro. Get away. All right, finished 13th,
Get that ad
started
blocker.
second. Yeah, I know. Started second, finished first in November. So kind of in November, but then the 2023 finished 18th. So I guess if they don't have any juice to bring, it's kind of proven points, you know. Finished 18th in 2023. Finished first in 2022. So he was like, that's why they were calling him Next Gen Joe, dude.
Next Gen Joe, I like that.
Yeah, they've been calling him Next Gen Joe for a long time, dude. In some of the underground racing spaces.
The underground the streets are calling him Next Gen Joe.
I kind of like to be like the like if you look at like the underground NASCAR world as like a gang. I feel like I'm kind of like at the gang table. You know what I mean? I feel like a NASCAR underground boy. Every now and again, you know what I'm saying? You got to. But I can't ignore Joey Logano right now. Looking at what he's got, this could be the perfect sneak attack year. He's 11-1 on FanDuel. Caesars has him at 10-1. You know, I feel like this is who Cash Patel would bet on. Cash Patel would bet on Joey Logano if he was going to be betting on the race this weekend. So I feel like that kind of makes it a safe bet. The Cash Patel NASCAR bet of the week on Motorsport Report has got to be Joey Logano. I think I'm gonna say that now. That's the Cash Patel bet of the week. Joey Logano to win at Phoenix.
We're gonna FBI bet of the week.
That's the FBI bet of the week. Safest one you can take, dude. Safest bet you can take if you're going for the storyline point and you don't want to compromise yourself with Cash Patel. Bet on Joey Logano to win at Phoenix because everybody else was scared of him getting here. So it would only make sense if he won, right? Since everyone was afraid of him getting here. There we go, dude.
It would only make sense if he won this race after missing it just like that. Oh man, there's not really a lot of bigger. It's funny we're talking about people higher in the closer to top in the odds. There's just no one coming out on me. Like I know Hostspar was mentioned at 80-1. If I were to go super deep into this, if there's going to be like a super big upset to be had here, I don't know why, but Brad Keselowski's the only guy that kind of comes up to me at 66-1 via Bet Rivers.
That's bold, bro.
Yeah,
that's bold.
60-1 outright in a lot of other books, but he's had some decent runs at Phoenix in his RFK days. I think if they unload with good speed, he could be someone who show stops the stuff too. That's my super bold one. I can't go anyone else along them lines.
He's plus 220 for a top 10. That might be where I would be. That might be something that I could go for. Maybe. I don't know.
Look, I'm about to say part of it too is if I'm right here, that's a clip right there. But that's my super long shot that I think could actually pull it off.
Yeah,
but
dude, that is
plus
a
220
super
top
long
10
shot.
really
He's
good.
He's ranked 25th at this track. That's a super long shot.
He's had a couple good runs. I'm going off that.
Super, dude. His best run was 4th in 2024 in March. That's the best finish he's had here in fucking years, dude. You are really off the rails, dude.
I'm going for it, brother.
Dude,
you got to go for it sometimes.
Dude, if you get that
just
call,
a little dabble, a little sprinkle.
Yeah.
We're not trying to put too much on it.
Hey, he did have an accident here in March, so he's got to come back running because it looks like every time he has an accident, it's a couple more years and he's just got a full running finish. So who knows, dude? Maybe I think safely, I would be safe to say the bold one for me would be Brad K top 10. That would be bold for me. Plus 220. That's kind of a bold odds there. But I like it. I'm never going to knock. I'm the king of the gut boy, dude. I'm never going to fucking knock a gut boy special out of there, dude. But I'll be honest, Dave. My gut boy, dude, I almost hate to say it, dude, the more that I've been sitting here thinking, the more that I've been looking through all this, we all would love to see Denny win. I'm really looking at that Joey Logano 10-1 now, dude.
I like his top 5 at plus 220 off Caesars.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Top 5 plus 220?
For Joey Logano, absolutely.
Yeah, for a top 3, he's 3-1, dude. So on DraftKings,
he's top 3 is 3-1. Good lord,
3-1,
3.5 on Caesars.
You can always find what the story's usually going to be by looking at the difference between what they're outright to win and their top 10. That's what I've found to be the sweet spot. If I see like Joey Logano's minus 250 for a top 10, and he's 10-1 over there, I kind of like, like someone like a Blaney being 1,000-1 for a top 10, and then we go look at his race line, and he's what, plus 650. That's kind of I kind of look at it weird. I don't know how to really explain it. I'm trying to make it make sense to everybody in my mind, but that's my gap still. Sometimes is taking my way of seeing it and making it into words. I don't know. Super NASCAR fan in the chat says, take a look at Mears' top 10 and see the drivers.
Casey Mears' top 10?
Oh, dude, I forget every week that fucking Casey Mears is here. I forget every week.
27-1.
Dude, somebody said we do the caution sweepstakes on our live show.
Right.
And somebody was like Mears. I'm like, he's racing again, dude. I thought that was just Dagan. I was like, what the fuck, dude? Where's
I thought
Casey
it was a fucking
Mears?
one-off.
Casey Mears, dude. I'm looking for him. I feel like where I should see Casey Mears at, I'm not. 10-1 for a top 10, Casey Mears. Super NASCAR fan
27-1 on FanDuel.
27-1 on FanDuel. He says, take a look at Mears' top 10 and see the drivers that he has lower odds than. Okay.
He has lower odds than J.J. Yaley, Cody Ware, and Riley fucking Herbst.
Dude, Ricky Stenhouse, bro. What the fuck are we doing, dude? The disrespect, dude. The disrespect. Holy shit,
DraftKings disrespected a lot of these people. Cole Custer.
Dude, is Casey Mears working with the FBI, dude? Like, what is this, bro? Is he the plant? Is he the plant for gambling in NASCAR, dude? Is that why he's back, bro?
Carl Long is a plant. It's a plant.
Dude, I'm questioning my whole entire, my brain is shattering right now, dude. Dude, what the fuck?
Equal odds with John Hunter Nemechek and Todd Gilliland.
Dude, Casey Mears, bro, in 2025 has better odds for a top 10 than Ricky Stenhouse and Cole Custer, dude. AJ Allmendinger. Dude, what the fuck are we thinking? Dude, this isn't 2005, bro. They're off by 20 years. Bro. Dude, Super NASCAR fan says, I want Casey Mears head-to-heads, dude. Give us Casey Mears head-to-heads now.
Oh, please.
Give them to us.
I'm betting whoever he's against.
Dude, that might be – all right, this is going to be something we're going to have some fun with. This may be where I go this weekend because I don't know if I'm going to be able to come down to an outright betting understanding. I might throw some on Logano, the Hair Club bet of the week. The Cash Patel bet of the week, dude, might be Joey Logano. I'm not going to confirm it here yet, though. I'm not confirming that that's going to be the one. But Ryan Booth says I would be taking out loans to get Mears head-to-heads, dude. Let's look at some head-to-heads. All right, so the head-to-heads that we do have on DraftKings, we have Blaney and Bell, Byron and Larson, Briscoe and Hamlin, Chastain and Logano, and that's it. Where are the Casey Mears head-to-heads, bro? Give them to us. Give them to us now. What is his I got to see. What is his top 10? Do they even – I bet FanDuel doesn't even know that Casey Mears exists. Oh, no, they do. 27-1. They still, dude, Riley Herbst, Cody Ware, Cole Custer. Dude, they are really just hating on Cole Custer, bro. That motherfucker, he's been trying, you know. He's been trying.
Yeah, he did great. We were talking about it before the race started. He qualified 6th and ran top 10 all day in that great looking Texas A&M car.
Oh, I know you love your Texas A&M, bro.
Oh, I love my fine Texas Aggies. 8-0, baby.
Yeah, I bet you're happy to beat LSU too, dude.
Oh God, they beat
fucking
the brakes off. I know you hated that, but they beat the brakes off.
I'm actually impartial. I'm not a big college football fan, but all my family back home are, they beat the Tigers. Oh, dude. I'm just like, yeah, dude. I'm just trying to make money at the fucking NASCAR championship, dude. That's all I really care about, dude. They get mad, dude.
Hey, if I went to LSU that weekend, I probably would have put money on William Byron's 20-1.
You probably would have, dude. You'd have done it with a fucking corn dog in your hand too, and you would have been happy. All right,
I would not. To hell with a corn dog with some boudin in my hand,
dude. Yeah, I don't know, bro. Maybe you get both, dude. Double fist it and then use your fucking chin to bet, dude. That's the way I would do it if I was out there at Death Valley. But yeah, I want to look at some
gumbo.
Of these, I'm going to look at some of these back and forths, but I like your leans, bro. I like what you have. I don't mind the Blaney and Bells whatsoever. Like I said, I think this is going to be a really hard one. So I don't think there's really much wrong that we can do as far as predicting it, because I'll be honest, when it comes to championships, like a lot of magical things in life, when it comes down to championships, I have found out that this ball does not work, dude. It will not work for free will on a championship. So it's like it all shuts down. So we're kind of in the dark, dude. We're kind of in the dark this weekend. But
and let's fate decide. But hey, you called the Byron poll.
We did.
You're on the right track, I feel.
We did, yeah. So I don't know. I'm leaning, like right now I want to lean to the Logano, but that's also because I don't like taking things less than 10-1. But hey, sometimes you got to bite a little bit. But always good to chop it up with you and talk bets. Had a good time talking with you on this episode today. It's been fun.
Oh, absolutely. Do it next week.
Yeah.
Gotta join live from the command center next time. Hopefully.
I know, dude. Well, we got a lot coming up in 2026. I'm sure this show ain't going nowhere, dude. We're just gonna keep evolving it, keep growing it, keep having fun with it, man.
Yeah. Good luck to your bets, and I look forward to seeing what happens this weekend. It's gonna be a fun race, man.
Absolutely,
it's
brother.
Be fun.
Same to you, man. Best of luck. Are you gonna be in Phoenix? You going?
Oh, I wish. I'm not. I ain't gonna be there. I'm gonna be watching from home, just like all of us.
Word. Well, I'll be streaming it live. Come hop in the chat. We'll have some fun.
Oh, for sure. I'll be in.
All right, big dog. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Talk to you later, Chase.
Wyatt from Front Stretch calling in again. Again, Wyatt I did one of his shows where he talks betting and gambling with Front Stretch. Great guy in the IndyCar and NASCAR garages. I'm not going to say IndyCar paddock. I feel like that's sacrilegious. This is America. Let's get back to looking at some of these odds, though. The Casey Mears head-to-heads. Where are they? Why don't we have them? This is wild. What a wild find. Always fun. Always fun. I just am staring at that last chat. I would be taking out loans to get Mears head-to-heads. Before we do go, I got to look into top 10s, though. So on Caesars right now, I'm not looking at anything with a minus on it. Trying to find us some value with the top 10s. Like I said, Joey Logano 10-1 for an outright. I'm willing to throw a dart at it this week. I really am. I don't mind it. 11-1 really is where we're going to get the best odds on that. So let's scroll back up. Joey Logano 11-1 on FanDuel. I have to bet on that, dude. I have to bet on that because it's stank face Joey, dude. He's going to try to find a way. I don't know. Penske is still going to be strong. Penske is still going to be the same Penske they are. Maybe they don't put as much resources in. I still think there could be some good finishes. I don't know. This is the hardest race I've called. But I really do. I will say for some reason in my mind, I am looking at Chase Briscoe. That name is not going away. The question I have is if Toyota does show up and they're able to outpace Chevrolet, how does that battle go? Does Denny feel like do we feel like as fans that Denny is going to feel deserving of this in any way, shape, or form? How does Chase Briscoe respond to that? They don't want to take each other out. They're going to race each other hard. I'm always going to lean towards experience in that scenario. I don't think that Denny would really care if he wiped out somebody. Denny's going for it all. But also Denny has been known to maybe get in his head a little bit when he's in these positions. But I feel like he's in a really good mental space right now for some reason. So that's why I don't want to count Hamlin out. But I also just, because this race, and I'm telling you guys, y'all know me, man. Like, I'm always very sure about what I want to bet on. I'm always very concrete about what I want to bet on. This is the first year in NASCAR history where I have not felt entirely confident about one specific driver, because I can see points of all of them. But if we're going to gut boy it out of the championship, guys, like I said, I think I have to go with Larson. Denny has experience of cough, choking, says Super NASCAR fan Andrew. Hammond says Briscoe's a dog. I've got to go with my first gut instinct. My gut boy is all I can give you guys for an outright this week, and I hate betting on anything lower than 10-1. Kyle Larson is my gut boy for this weekend. I feel like he got the championship in 2021 right before the new car came. I feel like this could be his time to do that again. I feel like he pushes. We know that this is going to look completely different going into next year. I just feel like that's going to be the thing. It's going to be weird, maybe. I would love to see. I want Hamlin to win just because of the storylines and everything else. But something in my gut is telling me that Larson finds a way. I don't know. So I have to go with that. I have to trust my gut. Kyle Larson 6-1. I'm writing it down. If I'm writing it down, it's real. Kyle Larson 6-1. That's my championship contender bet. Joey Logano 11-1 on FanDuel. Cash Patel FBI bet of the week, dude. Cash Patel Hair Club FBI bet of the week. Joey Logano 11-1. That's the next one I would take a stab at. Where we're going to really make some value at this week, I feel like, is going to be maybe in the top 10 category. Ryan says Priest top 10. Let's go look at Priest's top 10 odds. He's 3-1 here. And let's go look at Ryan Priest's stats at Phoenix. I don't mind that. Priest has been showing up. And he was on the show not long ago. He talked a little bit about it. I just don't really know how he fares at a track like this. So, yeah, going to look at his stats real quick. Never had a top 10 in his career, dude, at this track. Never. And I know we can only really count 2022 and beyond. 12th, 14th, 23rd, 37th, 15th. He's close, but for those odds, I don't know if that's close enough for me. Unless you got him longer somewhere else. Unless you've got Priest longer somewhere else, I don't know if I would. He's plus 360 for a top 10 on FanDuel. Plus 400 on Caesars. Okay. I might back this up. I might back up 4-1 for a top 10. And he does have better equipment this year. He's gelling with the tires better. There will be a new tire at Phoenix. That is something to take into consideration. So, don't mind that. But I got to give one more out. I got to give one out. And I'm kind of looking. Let me go look over here. This name popped up to me. Where was it? He was right here. What are his stats? John Hunter Nemechek. 14th. So he's right there in that same category, I feel like, with them. But yeah, some really bad. That was the first year woes. Got a 14th place finish in 2025 March earlier this year. When I look at 12-1 for a top 10, and he's kind of in that same category, that same area, Toyota shows up, I might not mind that, dude. I may take a stab. I might take a stab at John Hunter Nemechek in the Ziploc car for a top 10 at Phoenix. Anybody in the chat with me on that? Anybody willing to go? Bad Grandpa in the chat. I'm just now seeing it. Holy shit. I love you for being here, Bad Grandpa. 6 in chat for Bad Grandpa. Wow, I can't believe I missed his chat. Shout out to the man. Dark horse pick is Josh Berry, says Robert Perkle. Berry, not a bad one. I don't know. John Hurt Nemechek looks kind of good. I kind of like that one. 12-1. I don't mind 12-1. I'll take that. I'll say JHN in the Ziploc car. I'll take him at 12-1. I'll take the gamble there. I'll take a gamble on that one. That's where I'm going to gamble at this week. It's going to be a fun championship nonetheless. You guys have been fucking great. This has been one of the hardest ones that I've had to break down. We got SIGs in chat from Zach for Bad Grandpa. And we're going to be giving a lot more SIGs in chat when we're live this Sunday for Phoenix. So if you're not going to be in Phoenix, come join me here live as I watch it lap by lap. Be in the chat. Bad Grandpa was here last week telling us the future, telling us what was happening in real time. We're going to have Zach do that for us in Phoenix this week. So we're going to have the most up-to-date, real-time information coming in from Phoenix on this YouTube channel on my live show on Sunday. So don't be late. Make sure you're here for that. Tune in to my YouTube channel. Ryan says he'll be boots on the ground in Phoenix as well. So, Ryan, if you take some time, like Zach will be, get in the chat when we're live. Let us know what's happening in real time. Keep us updated as the race is going on. We appreciate all of that boots on the ground work from the reporters out there, because I may run the Motorsport report, but if it wasn't for the reporters, the fans out there, you guys being awesome, doing the damn Lord's work, I don't know what we'd be doing. The show today has been brought to you by NOS Energy. If you haven't went to your local gas station and bought one and told them that Chase sent you and then ran away, you're doing it wrong. Just go in and say, Chase sent me here for this, and they're going to look at you confused, buy it, and then leave, and then drink it and enjoy it. Shout out to NOS Energy. I will be at the World Finals for World of Outlaws next week here in Charlotte. If anybody's going to be in Charlotte, I will be live. I'm going to be live streaming some of those races. First time. I'm getting my feet wet in the world of Outlaws dirt racing. And I'm going to be live streaming it and reacting to it in real time, so make sure you tune in to some of that. I had a great conversation with the guys at NOS and at Dirt Vision, so I'm going to try to see if we can work up something to where we can have some of those races on the stream with me for you to watch and for me to watch as well. So kind of a way to do a real Manning cast of racing where we can't really do that for IndyCar and NASCAR yet. May have found us a door for the dirt racing. So I'm going to be learning a lot. You guys maybe can teach me a little something about that while we're doing that as well. Super NASCAR fan says Ty Dillon got 16th in the spring, top 10, 17-1. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that one. I feel like there's a lot of people that might be out on that one. This has been a great show, though, guys. I want to thank y'all so much for tuning in. Again, Kyle Larson, 6-1. That's going to be my big outright that I'm going for this weekend. I like that. I would love to see Denny win. I'm going to be happy to see whoever wins it win. But my gut's telling me Kyle Larson gets his second championship at Phoenix. So I'll leave you with that. Thanks again for tuning in today. Hope you enjoyed the Ryan Blaney interview. And just thanks for being a fan of Motorsport Report, being a fan of racing and what we're doing here in this race space. So much love, everybody. I'm out, and I will see you all again on Sunday for the Phoenix Championship race live right here on YouTube. Make sure you're here. Much love. Goodbye.